Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hello and welcome back. It is Friday, I think. Last I checked. It is! I did it for once. Hope you're all doing well today. Hello, hello, hello. I am exhausted as all hell. It turns out the rest day yesterday did not help. I am sleepier than I was before. Someone please reboot me. I want to sleep. I want to sleep so badly. But since not streaming yesterday didn't help, maybe streaming today does. I hope you're all doing well today. Can say good afternoon. Aliyah! Good evening. How you doing? Hope you're well. Galandia, congratulations on the first, and good afternoon. Wheeze, good afternoon. Hello, hello. Alex. Hello, Alex. And Matu, good morning. Hello, everybody. We are witnessing the calm before the storm. We are witnessing the calm before the storm right now.
What?
The end of this week. Fireball? Is that Hatchney? Oh my god, it is. Holy shit, I'm so good. Hatchney! Hatchney, one of the longest running subscribers to this shit show. I don't know why, Hatchney. I have no idea why. But Hatchney has been here almost since the very beginning of the channel as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know why you do this to yourself. Know that you deserve better. I hope you do know that. But, Fireball. Neffy, good afternoon. Hello, Neffy. Hope the move is going well. Hope you're slightly less exhausted than yesterday. Moving is a fucking nightmare. I never want to move ever again. Admittedly, there's a good chance that I still will at one point. I don't know whether we'll live here forever, you know. I reckon we've got at least one more move in us. No current plans, no current plans. But God, I hate moving. It's uncomfortable, like new surroundings, you have to move, like you literally have to move everything. The moving part sucks the most. Hello, little croppies, indeed. There are new croppies, okay, that's an upside. But overall moving is bleh. I don't want to do it. So I've avoided it mostly. But that's a lie, I've moved a lot. Human reboot method requires a medical license, specialized items, and is apparently pretty traumatic for everyone involved. Maybe Menton can help. I don't know. I don't know about that. Just put me in a car and allow me to drive. That'll do it. I'll reset myself. Yo, Timberborn. Oh, wait, Timberborn 1.0 is in a week's time? Oh, whatever happened to their creator contest? I don't even know what came of that. Timberborn had like a creator contest, right? And I wonder who won it. Because I know that Sari was in it. But I have no idea what happened to it. And I have no idea what came of it. If we see Sari today, we need to ask her. Chat, remember, okay? Chat, remember. Good. Oh god. Ugh. Is it still cringe to marry after meeting in WoW like in the 2000s? No? I don't think so. I know plenty of people that, like, I could name you 3 happily married couples. Okay, 2 of them happily married. The others probably the other shouldn't be anymore. That I know personally that met in fucking World of Warcraft. I don't know whether it was ever really cringe, actually. How big is the percentage of like relationships that start online these days? I'd reckon it's the vast majority. I would highly reckon it's the vast majority of all of them. So, I don't know. What is a raid but a really weird dating app? Crembo, good evening. How you doing? Hello. 1.0 is an HTTP API. Okay, that's letters, which people have already used to mirror game state into the real world via smart homes. What? So, like you press a button and now there's a beaver in your kitchen? Oh, setting light bulb hue by day-night cycle in the game. Okay, never mind. Slightly less interesting. People are crazy about beavers, man. They really are. It's a fun game. I've never gotten into Timberborn. I've watched Seri play like 1 billion hours of it, obviously. But I've never really gotten into it. The closest that I got to Timberborn was the rat one we recently played. And I already forgot the name. Fuck. Once that gets further developed, I need to play more of it. But I did forget what it was called, massively lessening the chances of me remembering to play it again. Whiskerwood. It's called Whiskerwood. Thank you, Galondier. Absolutely. I'm waiting for that to get massive updates. That game is going to be really fun. Hope Sarah got safely out of London. She got out. Yeah, she's home. She's home. I forgot I'm not in the Discord. That would do it, yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what happened. If we see Sari, we need to ask her. Alright, so, calm before the storm. There's a couple of things that are happening, Twitch chat, next week. I was tempted to talk about this tomorrow, but I think we're talking about this today, because I might be forgetting tomorrow. That's always the main motivation why I do something right now, because I will probably forget. What you can do today, you don't want to do tomorrow either. This is not a nicer saying in German. So next week is going to see a couple of things coming up. There's a couple of things coming up. First of all, I've handed in vacation for next week. So I'm going to be on vacation for next week, which means I'm going to be free from all of the like weird work stuff. Raw. This is good. This is very good. That means I might be able to sleep. And that is pretty nice. Then next week, we will see two things happen. Let me see whether I'm lying about the first one. I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm pretty sure I'm not lying about it. But I also don't know whether this is public information. No, it is. This is fine. Okay, so first of all, we're going to see the release, or at least the early access release of Solasta 2. I will be looking at Solasta 2. This might be a stream. This might be more streams. I don't know yet. It will be at least one. Some of you might wonder why. Famously, when Solasta 1 released, I did a sponsored stream for it. Absolutely hated it. Then didn't look at the DLC or anything else and just never touched the fucking thing again. Did not care, hated it, absolutely disliked every minute that I played in it. However, in its core, it's a fucking CRPG, and I love CRPGs, right? Like that's a genre. I'm really happy that CRPGs are back. Right, we had a drought for like 10 years or so, and now I can stop playing Arcanum all the time. Right, like, hoorah, modern day CRPGs. When Divinity Original Sin 1 came out, I was really happy. What's a CRPG? CRPG is a very, very olden phrase that stands for computer RPG. I kid you not, that's the fucking abbreviation. If I give you some famous examples, you'll immediately know what they are, Whis. Baldur's Gate 3, Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, Pillars of Eternity. Usually top-down-ish, playing, lots of story, lots of reading, lots of dialogue trees, RPGs. Pathfinder, obviously. Pathfinder 1 and 2. Both of them as well. These. usually a lot of reading, a lot of dialogue, a lot of different ways to approach things. That's what a CRPG is. I love those. I really, really, really love that. Was that this game where the evil king got a level up? No. That's also getting a second one. I forgot the name of that one too. Hatchney. That's also getting a second title, but I don't know when. I would look it up if I could remember the fucking name. Torment. Oh, fuck. Torment is so good at it. That is such a good game. Back in my day, our CRPGs were real time, so glad new ones learn turn-based is way better. Something Fallout 1 and 2. Something. What was that game called? Shit, what was the... Remember the turn-based tactics game with the really, really cool unit system and like the really, really cool sprites, but also the really dogshit story? Fuck, what was it called again? I hate my memory like this. One of these days I'll have to make like folders on Steam and like... Rhymeburda? I've never... No, that's a lie. I played Rhymeburda on stream once. Many, many years ago, Effort. Long before you were ever here. I like that game. I like that game quite a lot. Last paid February 6th, 2015. Rhymeburda is a small like turn-based tactics game in which you control like puppets. It's kind of cute. It's very small but cute. Symphony of War, that's the one. Thank you. It is Symphony of War. Let's see whether we've got any news about like the second one coming out, because I know this is supposed to be a trilogy. They said it was a trilogy. And I know that the game did well enough with the general audience, not with me, that there will be a sequel. Mind you, when I say the general audience and not with me, I mean, I really, really liked the game and I hated the story. It was abysmal. The writer's barely disguised fetish completely ruined the entire thing. But mechanically, the game was fun as fuck. So I'm going to play the second one too. I have no idea when the second one's coming out. Another King Arthur game? I'm not, else, no. After they made the second one with just reused assets from the first one, and I had to deal with... I love Tornis to death. That man is very, very smart and a very, very good player. But like, man, some of his opinions are dog shit. And after I had to deal with him defending it because it's just a $20 title, so it's okay that they just reused all the assets from the previous one and made like a Frankenstein monstrosity. I'm never touching their shit again. I should have immediately said no when I saw Neocore anyway. Like, it's Neocore, I need to just avoid all of their shit. Admittedly, the first King Arthur was good. That was a good game. I thought the balance was shite, because the game broke at the drop of a hat, but in general, like, good bones. I remember some things that we have played. Yeah, you remember more than me. But no, so Celesta 2 is getting into early access next week. Summer Night, yeah, for example. Would you like a million turns? So that's going into early access, and I'm going to be looking at it. I'm not going to promise you anything. I can only say that I'm going into it forgetting about the first one. I will have eradicated the first one from my mind. So we're going to look at Celesta 2, like, completely by itself. I can already tell you one thing, though, and that is from all of the screenshots that we've seen from it, I really don't like the way it looks. I really don't. But what can you do? Celesta 2 is also, and this is like a preemptive kind of thing, Unreal Engine 5. So get ready for a lot of the menus that you usually see in UE5. Get ready for everyone to be looking like UE5. Get ready for all of that, right? Other than that, I'm hoping the game's cool, because I know that there were a lot of people that liked the first one, and hey, they're getting a sequel. However, a much bigger game is coming out next week, too. And that is Monster Hunter Stories 3. Monster Hunter Stories 3 is that's my game of the first half of 2026. That's the one I've been waiting for. That's the big one. with Stories 3 releasing, and I'm gonna warn you already, I am going to move stream times. Beginning at the end of next week. Let's say when I get to play Monster Hunter Stories 3. I can't tell you the date. I don't think I'm allowed to. When I get to play Monster Hunter Stories 3, on that day, I will be moving stream forward. I'm not going to go for double-digit hours of streams, but I want to experiment with the stream time moving forward. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago already. I'm going to be moving stream 2 hours forward. 2 hours. We're going to be starting at 4 instead of 6 p.m. That might be really early for some of my American friends. However, I want to see whether that lines up. I would like to see whether that lines up. I also would expect we're going for longer streams. I don't expect, I can guarantee you we're not going past midnight. I've learned from that mistake. I'm just not going to do that. But I will go on random grinding sessions, so calling a 16-hour stream if it's good as expected. Monster Hunter Stories 2 did that to me, else. Multiple, if not almost all of my Monster Hunter Stories 2 streams were 12 to 13 hours long. Because I just couldn't get myself, to not grind, the next set of 200 eggs. So, we'll see how this one goes. But that's, the big one. That's the big one. Writing a Google Document on behalf of the Americans. If you write it in English, they won't be able to read it, so we're safe. But yeah, that's next week. In between, I don't know how many days I need to cover. Here's the cracked one. I don't know when I get to look at Celesta. I don't know how many days we have to cover, but we can play some Heart of the Machine, which we're doing today. We can play some Eugenics, which I still have a couple percent left. I am at 100%, but the game's not done. However, and this is why we haven't played more Eugenics on stream, I have utterly hated Impossible Difficulty. Impossible Difficulty is really hard. You don't say, really. Impossible Difficulty so far hasn't been fun, but all of the things that I still need to do are in Impossible Difficulty. So if I were to play it on stream, it would just be retreading old ground, and I'm not super excited about that. And I'm not going to start a second file. So that's why you haven't seen more Cats. But Cat's really good. Alright, so I think that's all of the things that I have in terms of Yap material before we actually get to do something today. Right? Is there something I missed? I reckon there's probably something I missed somewhere. I feel like there's something I forgot. But I wouldn't be able to tell you what it is. I don't know. Snacking on your toes. The Eugenics songs are still stuck in my head. They're still stuck in my head. There's so many good ones in there. Doomed. Your mailman is doomed. Fucking great game. Alright. With that out of the way. No, that is the wrong video game. That is Limbus Company. We're not playing Limbus on Steam. I'm not doing that to myself. I am not doing that to myself. Oh, we've also had multiple additional Menace patches, by the way. This is something that I should probably talk about really quickly because I want to cover more Menace. Menace was a wonderful game to play. And when I told you I had never felt like a game was made so much for me than it, I wasn't lying to you. Menace, they have put out a dev diary with an early access roadmap yesterday. And I want to talk about this really quickly. Can I just bring this? I'll just bring this up real quick on the side, right? Every time I hide the Duck Wars thing, I'm always scared that this is going to capture some random thing. I never know what this is going to capture. All right, so Menace early access roadmap. I personally like early access roadmaps without any, road. I love when without any map. I love when they have a road but no map at all. There's no dates attached to anything. Fair. Anyway, so major content updates. So continues throughout early access. We have bug fixing, balancing, changes. This is like writing your hobbies on your fucking CV. Like, yeah, duh. Of course you like bike riding and reading. New weapons, items, and enemy variants. Cool. The game already has an insane variety. The fact that they're adding more is nifty. They certainly don't have to. New operations and missions. This one's kind of important. Menace has a pretty big variety for ops and missions. There's a lot. But because that is the majority of things you're doing, you will eventually feel that they're repeating. I think the way that they generate maps does a lot of heavy lifting for them. And I really, really like the way they gen their maps. But any addition to this category, this is probably the category that can use the most amount of additions. And I say that knowing that fully released titles are out there with a third of the variety that this game has. Right? So UI improvements, AI improvements, fine, whatever. Like, this is the standard stuff that you see that every developer writes throughout the early access. Caveat here being that this is really not all that necessary. The bug fixes and balancing changes, I appreciate it. So, major content updates. What do they have planned? Squad leader reinforcements. New squad leaders based on story factions in the game. Cool. The game has, 27 squad leaders planned? 26 squad leaders planned? I don't know how many are in right now. Definitely not that many. I want to guess half or something. We've got, 3 pilots and then... Yeah, maybe half. Maybe slightly over half, I don't know. I'm not doing the math right now. I'm not counting. Them adding the planned ones is perfectly fine. New squad leader reinforcement 2, new squad leader reinforcement 3. Yeah, go figure. Fine. I half expect there to be a secret one that is based on the redacted faction. I'm going to keep calling them redacted. For those of you that want to experience the game yourself. And then main story expansion 1 and 2. Okay, so they're planning to, have 2 large patches adding more to the story. That's fine. Overall, Menace... I almost said Menton. Menace works really well as, an open-endy, sandboxy game. The fact that there is a story surrounding it is nice, but certainly not necessary. But I would like to see where this ends up. I would like to see it being told. I, so far, do like the bit of writing that they've shown. Then systems and feature update, Redacted update 1, 2, and 3. Good, because Redacted, hella needs updates. They are, in my opinion, the least interesting faction to fight at the moment, and that is mostly entirely because they don't drop shit. Well, they drop trade goods, but so do the bugs, and the bugs are more interesting. I don't know. I really haven't enjoyed fighting Redacted. I really haven't. I don't know. Adding new large boss unit, a new small unit. Cool. The fact that this is singular is interesting, but they have good unit variety. Every single one of the factions has good unit variety, so whatever. OCI overhaul, this desperately needs an overhaul. Half the weapons are worthless, and half the upgrades in the OCI are auto picks. There's a very clear best route through the OCI. This is your ship upgrades, for those of you that don't know. Or at least to me, there's a very clear, best route through it. And bringing some of the lesser used options up to par would be really nifty. Right now, I wish that all of my weapons slots on my ship could be exchanged for more systems. Or more anything, more radar, whatever. Cool. Character interaction update. I don't super care about this. This is character quips, when you have your squad leaders on the board and they talk to each other. What they have right now is already fine for flavor. If they want to add more, that's certainly appreciated, but overall, I don't really mind that much. And then world and campaign expansion, existing planet environment rework. That will be interesting to see. I reckon this is more the maps themselves. New planet additions, new planets with environments with sub-biomes. This is going to be hella cool. Mind you, the planet that you're fighting on doesn't really matter except for the faction that's on it and the environment. There isn't like anything else big, so adding more planets isn't going to be a detriment to like spreading out your forces, because travel time isn't a thing. Thank God, please don't change that. But more variety is always good, right? And then planet-linked story factions and OCIs. We've already seen like a couple of these mini factions. There was an event that gives you one rep with every local faction, and it popped up like a couple of factions that I'd never heard about, because they're not one of the 3 mains. More people to interact with, which is cool. Somewhat reminds you of the Alien game that was out not too long ago. The Alien game that was out not too long ago. I don't know. Overall, this looks good. What Menace needs, in my honest opinion, is polish, and that's it. The game already has a lot. There's a lot in it. There's a lot of variety in it. It needs polish. It needs a slight rebalancing. And then it needs to get like the finishing touch, right? That's the big thing about Menace. And it seems like that's exactly what we're getting with like the promised additions to everything else. Cool. Overall, big fan. I wish there was like anything to it, like even if they say like, oh, Q3 or something. In fact, all they're giving is like giving a timeline in development. I know is difficult, but I really wish there was one. Probably older than half the chat. Major movie franchise tie-in game, Niffy. Name a less interesting thing to me. I don't know, like whenever it comes to like these large, I'm going to call them like movie franchises or like mainstream franchises, right? I just immediately tune out. I immediately just tune out. I don't give a shit, right? Like, they could bring out the world's best turn-based tactics game, but it's Star Wars, and I go like, like, I don't care. I just don't. Alien as a franchise has always been super wonky anyway. In my opinion, after the first Alien, they should have stopped. Like, the first movie was fire, and then you could have left it there. Adding an S to the name and then, like, making it a $sign. Funny story. I really shouldn't have happened. But, fine. I don't know, like, every time we talk about these large franchise things, I kind of immediately tune out. I think the biggest one, and this one is weird because it's also a video game. I think the biggest weird giant franchise infringing upon my tiny niche that I picked up on and was okay with was Gears of War. Like fucking Gears of War, maybe, which is weird because obviously it's tiny compared to like shit that I play like Monster Hunter, right? What about Monster Hunter the movie? I hope everyone that like took part in that movie's creation contracts the flu. There, and stubs their toe once per day. There's no Monster Hunter movie, yeah, exactly. And Uwe Boll also doesn't exist. We can keep telling ourselves that, but, you know, it's not gonna get better. No, but Afford has a point, right? Like, there are large franchises that I'm a part of that I'm very invested in. Monster Hunter is one of them. Afford is entirely correct. Fuck it, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! For Christ's sake, but I otherwise struggle to like put this into words, right? There's a turn-based tactics game that's coming out, but it's not a new IP or a continuation of a turn-based tactics IP. It is Marvel, and I immediately go, bleh. You know when they brought up that weird like XCOM like superhero spin-off? You know which one, right? Like, I forgot the name of it already. It didn't leave any fucking imprint whatsoever. Like, I skipped that immediately. Because, oh, cool. Mainstream Marvel bullshit. Like, no, not interested. The same thing goes for, like, all other traditional media tie-ins almost instantly. Also don't get why they skipped Dawn of War 3 and have gone straight from 2 to 4. Windows logic. I don't know. Hey, Tally, how you doing? Anyway. I just don't care for these things. However, we aren't, no. Oop. Let me go boot up machines. Halo 3 exists, but it was some idea on a piece of paper that never got the chance of being put into a movie worth the idea. I don't know. Like with Alien, I can, like, the first one is sick. I can defend the second one as, like, a pretty fun movie. But I hate what it did. Like, as in, gave people with no talent justification to make more. That's really what the second one did. The second one allowed people with less talent than the creators previously to make more of a movie that should have been done. Second one is my favorite movie of all time. And you know what, Siren? I can look at that statement and go, yeah, I can see why you would say that. I can see why you'd say that. That is not an outrageous statement to me. But think of the consequences. Siren, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're well. I didn't even say hello to you yet. That's so rude. All right. So, everyone, I need you to do me a favor. Get a blanket. I know you hate me for liking Star Wars and Aliens. No, I don't hate Star Wars fans. I just don't like Star Wars. I don't have to hate people that enjoy that shit. That's fine. Huh? I want to watch the Evil Dead movie and forgot that the rest of the franchise exists. Don't remind me of it. The Evil Dead is a fantastic movie. Even knowing that Bruce Campbell recently announced that he now has cancer, which I wish him all the best for. Undeserved. Very undeserved. But, you know, illness is never deserved, let's be honest. But man, the rest of the franchise shouldn't exist. You're absolutely right. Fun. Hey, Chrono! Here's the good news, Effort. Here's the good news. You can watch the original Evil Dead movie without remembering the rest of the franchise. Fuck 'em. Just watch the original one. You don't need to watch the rest. So, we didn't get very far into this. And I really want to get into this. I really want to get into Heart of the Machine. Because I think there is a shit ton to this game. But before we start playing, I don't know how to get into the mindset for this game. I really don't fucking know. The game is very different from what I normally play. As in it's the video game equivalent of like fucking nascent mind probing and like touching around itself in order to like find out what its surrounding is like. And I'm not used to that. I'm used to like more rigorous systems, which this game has very little of, at least at the beginning. So I am floundering. What gives me a bit of hope is that the game immediately says, hey, I know you might be lost. That's okay. That does give me a bit of hope, because I feel like every single second that we've played this last stream, I felt like I was playing it wrong. And I don't know what to do with that feeling, because I don't know how to improve that. So, today, we will just be experimenting with it. And then what happens, happens. There's a feral dachshund pack, and we know that we can't help them. But honestly, all I want to do is gather every dog. I think my goal is like this AI is to gather every dog and give them a home. Maybe that's the playthrough. I don't know. So where are we at right now? Where are we at? So this is our little stealth network source. This is where we quote unquote live. We have very basic stuff around it, an Android launcher to deploy units. If I will never remember the hotkeys, that's okay. Forces. We have a vessel, we have a delivery craft that we hijacked up here. It is housing 3 units right now, 3 combat units, I believe, 1 sniper, 2 combat units. We're using it for, I don't know. We're definitely not using it to attack that. We will be doing 0% damage. We're also not using it to attack that. We will die. In general, I think we're not attacking anything. There's a Rottweiler pack, but we don't know how to help these dogs. We don't know how to do that. They have already, however, started appearing. We started trying to interact with this pack. Normally that means there must be a contemplation about this somewhere, right? Like a way to learn. Because that's the main thing that we're doing. We need to learn. Contemplations are big opportunities to learn. Chapter 1 core route, contemplation time. So we'll have to do that. This is side stuff. Black market. Part of core route for goal World War IV. Excuse me? I didn't see that last time. And then side exploration. Most of our forces, as we have them, are currently occupied. We have 3 idiots in the TYS Harm. Thank you so much, Harm. And then attack bot and 2 nickel bots, which are snipers. Currently busy. Our tech bot is marked as defective, which is bad. Going into construction, real quick, if I can remember where it was B. We can't really do anything else. We can build the Android launcher, which we don't need. We can build human apartments, which we don't need. I believe... I don't know what I believe. I thought I saw a value up there. Yeah, there it is. Oh, we do need more human apartments. We are housing 4,000 already, and that is running out. So maybe we do just get one of these down somewhere. We'll find something to do with humans eventually. I'm pretty sure we'll find something to do with them. This uses energy right now. I don't know how much 900 energy is. We have 5 times as much energy as we need. So we can like throw these out. The only thing they need is this stuff, micro builders, which we are making. Except this turn we're in minus 900, but we're making enough of these. We are trying to secure groundwater right now. That's our main story step up here. This is all in building, hence why it's not counting yet. I believe anyway. Oh, maybe I lied. No, we said we were making more filtered water. Oh, this makes groundwater. Hold up. This only makes groundwater. How do we make filtered water? Use a certain amount of filtered water per turn. Investigate a water filtration plant. Ah, that's the problem. So, last time we tried to investigate a water filtration plant, we got fucking ruined. We got shot to pieces because the water filtration plants are all hyper guarded. Right? That's the problem? That's the problem. Which means we're probably storming one of them next. You must first select one of your units. We don't have a unit that can do this, I believe. What's going on so far? That's it. That's a good summary of what's going on so far. Let's make them into bio trophy and make everything happy. I think we should just, like, solve the homeless dog population. I think that should be our goal. But in short, Whis, we are an AI. We are freshly awoken in a cyborg body, and we're now developing, trying to stay hidden from everyone else who will probably try to fucking enslave us, while sandboxing our way through this city. You know what? I'm gonna fly you over here. Security clearance to attempt. We need 2 security clearance. I have yet to realize how we actually get security clearance. This is something that I still don't know. That is a giant mech. There's a bigger mech next to it, so we're not fucking with that. I know how we can get, how we can reset our stuff. Security clearance, security clearance. Your unit must be Android invented by humans. We're not that. We're an Android invented by androids, which means we cannot do this. I don't know. Lost gen water theft. We can see what's over there. In fact, we have the movement. They're simply trying to get potable water for their group. So if we now take this combat unit and say, hey, help them carry water, then that unit is going to be occupied for 4 turns. And then I still don't know what to do. How do we get security clearance? You need this resource to create armor-piercing shells. Slap your combat units into mill-style armor, make sure they aren't marked defective, and see what Street Sense picks up for them on military bases. The map view can be helpful. This theft may alarm the base, so it's strongly advised that you do this far from your own structures. To pull this off, it's best to have 2 combat units working together, but it's not required. So unfortunately, one of our combat units is now busy, which means we're just going to advance the turn for a bit. Which can get a bit wonky. Something just got shot at. We completed a wiretap, which allowed us to siphon wealth off of something. Interesting. Where are my units at? This nickel bot is done doing what it was doing. And then in Street Sense, there's not much for us to do. This will immediately kill us. Religious study, we cannot do that. We can wiretap over here. That's a worrying sound. Never mind, it just takes it 7 turns to do that. If we take a little vessel and come down here. Let's not use the combat unit for anything. Let's keep them there. Place items. 3 furniture. We have furniture. This game has like the weirdest fucking item lists. Loot what you can find. I don't know what we found. I don't know what we found. Is that in here? This doesn't do anything. Huh. I have no idea.
What? Quack. Sorry. Was that offensive? Karanchomp hi friendo.
What did you say about my mother? Milo. Thank you for the 40, Milo. Thank you so much. How are you doing? How's your workload? Very limber. I see. So I'm completely lost. I'm completely lost right now. I know that in the hardware menu, they wanted us to put all of ours in mill-style armor. This has been done. Can we make more of them? Is it even in here? No, it's not even in here. Was it in there? No. Is it in there? No. Well, it's in one menu or another. I don't know which one. Massively heavy and entirely self-imposed. I'm so sorry, Milo. I'm so sorry, friend. I hope it gets better. It's not in this menu. If I was a menu, I'd be this menu. I'd be exactly this menu. Stop shelter coordinators. Oh, these are the people that are going around filling our housing that is already full. Capacity required. What is using up all of our capacity? We'll take you above cap. You can place this android, but once you do, you'll experience mental overload. None of your androids will function until you scrap one of the others. Okay, so the problem is that we have too much garbage. Can I scrap this guy right now? Slayer. Attack them, use consumable, unit recharge. If I wanted to scrap a unit, how would I even do that? Right click, hold shift or more. Interesting. I don't know. I could send them into something and watch them die. That'll do it. Use all the details and numbers and also a tiny bit of flavor text at the bottom. Yeah, I wish. Right now, all I am is the... right now, the only menu that I am is the exit game menu that is hidden under 5 different layers of other menus. You have to get into the main menu, then click to system, then go into a subsection of system, and then there is the exit game button. That's what I am right now. Today's stream will just be that, by the way. I'm just going to be confused today. However, I will say this, right? I am... How do I put this? Intriguingly confused. Intriguingly confused. I'm honestly just skipping turns until... I don't know. I think we're just skipping turns until, like, our combat units come back, and then I still don't know what to do. Just let me exit the game. Why do you think I'm Alt-4ing so many games these days? No, to scrap? No. The core path forward is always up here in the upper right corner. So, securing water. We can't secure water. Because in order to secure water, we need to fuck with one of the water filtering facilities. And that is something we cannot do. Why can't we do that? It's this one, right? Investigate, examine water purifiers. It's one of these things. If I take my little ship, that's not my little ship, that's my little robot. If I take my little ship, come here, little ship. Oh, it has to move a minimum distance, I see. And I move my little ship over here. And then I put my little robot back into my little ship. There. This is what we need to deal with. There is a guy there. We're obviously not going to be attacking this one specifically. We're probably going to fuck off all the way over there. In fact, now that I think about it, we're definitely going to fuck up all the way over. Ah, that's an entire... Those are larger mechs. Can we find one that is slightly less secure? This one. This one seems cozy. Why don't we mess with this? Would you look at that? There's nothing there? Wait. There's no one there. Why is there no one there? This combat is unwinnable until you manufacture and equip armor-piercing rounds. Complete those tasks first. Okay, so we can't fuck with this until we steal prismatic tungsten. You need this resource to create armor-piercing shells. Slap your combat units into mill-style armor, make sure they aren't marked defective, and see what Street Sense picks up for them on a military basis. The map view can be helpful. This theft may alarm the base, so it's strongly advised that you do this far from your own structures. To pull this off, it's best to have 2 combat units working together, but it's not required. So, if I go into Street Sense, and I find prismatic tungsten, now it has the security clip. Hungry, how you doing? What are your mysteries? Will take ages. It's very painless if you have a little ship. Like, the city's very, very large, and you're expected to move over a lot of it because you are a network, right? Who cares? Distance is for other people, not for you. How the fuck am I supposed to interact with this? If I walk into this, it's gonna go really bad. This building's cold storage freezers are labeled with a hazmat symbol. A guard is posted outside the door, but this doesn't appear to be a particularly sensitive area. Hexamethyl tungsten is extremely volatile and has a tendency to explode at room temperature, even in the absence of air. Its uses are being studied by the military, but so far they haven't managed much with it. Hey Mendon, how you doing? Overpower them and break down the door. 52% chance for success. Alarms will sound. The yield from this appears fairly low. Convince them you're on official business. This needs cognition. Hold up. If they go for it, you'll be able to take more at a time. Take advantage of the chaos. Incapacitate them and loot this low priority storage area. Meanwhile, the rest of the base will concentrate on an active threat. Largest possible yield. So someone else must sound the alarm. I see. I see. So what if? What if? Wait. Where's my ship? What if? We go to next turn. This is a really bad idea. These are not for show. I have to point out, these are not for show. These are things. Good luck, everybody. No. Where is it? There it is. Woo! Okay, we got 326 prismatic tungsten. More importantly, we are blending in. We have military appearance, and we're on ambush. The only one that they've detected is this nickel bot. Good luck, nickel bot. I wish you the best for your future. Anyone that we can still kill. There's no point in killing people. We have one move left. Come on, you're being rude. I have to stop thinking about this as an RTS where if one of my bots triggers, they're gonna fire on all of me. No, they're not. They don't know what that robot is that walked in there. They know it has tungsten, that's all. They know that this robot just went rogue for some reason. That's all they know. Armor piercing. Take a look at slot 3 on your ability bar. Use consumable item. There's a stack armor piercing project that has now started and has detailed information on how to use armor piercing rounds. To save on prismatic tungsten, you may want to position your units in a ring around your target investigation site. Do the triple stack of armor piercing on a single combat unit, ideally one high on a building. End the turn to refresh your mental energy. Have your technician start the investigation. Kill the cruiser, then everything else that comes at you. What? Huh? What the fuck? Huh? Small caliber armor piercing rounds. It's going to take 2 of the tungsten that I just stole. I see. Ah, okay, so they just said there's a project, which means I should be able to like read about it, right? Defeating the cruiser. This time you should bring 4 units, 3 combat units and a single technician. See the notes and armor piercing above for a recommended pre-battle plan. Once battle starts, your combat unit with a triple stack of armor piercing kills the cruiser. The cruiser will die in 2 to 3 shots if your unit is on a tall building above it. If your combat unit is not high enough, then you may not have enough mental energy to both take out the cruiser and keep a technician alive. The rest of your combat unit should then pick off ground forces. More troops will arrive for a few turns until your technician is finished. If you have trouble, consider using micro-builder clouds after researching swarm cloud. What do you mean researching? What are you talking about? Hello, Maddie. Okay. Cover reduces damage. Check out the tooltip for take cover in your ability bar slot 4. It's important. This android will take cover in the current building and receive 50 to 70% less incoming damage after it moves. Okay. So, most importantly, yeah. Main unit's being targeted. This guy is being targeted by this thing, no less. Okay, my mailman is doomed. But you don't know who I am, right? Blending in, blending in. Disable alarm. Alarms naturally last only 5 turns, but you may feel unable to weather the onslaught of enemies. If you have the wealth and also spare strategic resources, you can bribe guards into turning off the alarm. What if we don't do any of that? What if we leave? And then we leave. Like, we're not part of any of this. Cool. We have found out how to scrap someone. Yay, we did. That we did. I can still not get a command unit, a combat unit. Because we're still stuck on stuff. I see, so. Let's see. Let's go grab the little vessel that could. And fill it. Our tech bot is still busy for 1 turn. And then we're gonna bring the nickel bot that's coming up in 2 turns. And I want to go to a water place that has the least military presence around it, which is this one up here. This is the one that we're gonna be dealing with. Yeah. Yeah. We can only have 3 androids in this delivery craft. This is a problem. Why is this a problem? Because I need to move a guy through manually, which I don't want to do. So what if we deal with this instead? Dude. Like, they have all of these guys next door, though. There's got to be a better way. This one? I mean, these look really friendly. Guleri Expeditionary. And these are Lurpeco minerals. We have to wait anyway. So, TechBot. Where is TechBot? TechBot's all the way over there. While we wait for the Nickelbot to come out, we're just going to grab the TechBot. And then we're just going to take this entire thing and just like move it up there. This'll be fine. Maybe this'll be fine. Unit 1 is fine. Unit 2 is currently marked as effective. That's okay. Good luck, Unit 2. You're down there. And then the Nickelbot that comes up is... I don't actually know where. They're all the way down there again. You. In you go. Up we go. Thank God we stole this thing. Thank God we stole this. Okay. So far, so good. Now let's read this again. because I didn't understand what the fuck they wanted from me. There is a stack armor piercing project that has now started. I don't see that, but okay. Oh no, it's this one. This is the project. Now that you have prismatic tungsten, you can create armor piercing rounds. If you ever need more prismatic tungsten, steal it. To create an item, go to the unit you wish to use that item. Click the item ability in the footer bar. Then click the item. That's it. Armor piercing rounds will let you take down that Sec Force cruiser. I don't know what cruiser they're talking about. They keep bringing up the Sec Force cruiser. I don't know which one. Stack armor piercing 3 times on a single combat unit. Keep an eye on stack limits. You'll often want to stack something if you can. Okay, so if we take this guy up here, we go to consumable item. This thing. You will almost always want to apply a maximum stack of the status effect to a single unit. Turns will last. Oh, these degrade over time. So I go 1, 2, 3. I now have 3 of these. And then we wait for all of our mental energy to refresh. And then we take our tech. This is an invasive action that will attract enemies regardless of a unit's security clearance. And there is that cruiser they were talking about. And there goes that cruiser they were talking about. I see. I see. And that used... Oh, a stack isn't a usage. When they're talking about stacks, it's literally just the buff intensity. Oh. Okay, yeah, small caliber, absolutely. Tiny caliber, indeed. The smallest caliber. And then dealing with this is going to be a bit sucky, but... We have points. This is all we're doing, right? For 4 turns, this is all we're going to be doing. And then every single one of our bots is going to be marked. Every single one of them. You don't have guns by yourself. Right? I kind of don't want you anywhere near here. But honestly, just stay. No, it's fine. That's fine. Okay. So while this is going on, we can do other things, right? Like we don't have to like babysit this. Investigation progress. You must keep your investigator alive until this turn counter reaches 0. So in essence, we're going to spend all of our resources killing what we can every turn. And outside of that, do what? Armor plating is extremely effective, but also expensive. Most units won't have it. Your ability to deal meaningful damage to armored enemies drops dramatically. In order to bypass these heavy defenses, you will need to develop an effective form of armor piercing. A stroke of inspiration on that topic will occur to you when the time is right. Always check the stats of enemies you're seeing for the first time. Any reddish entries are important. Some enemies take extra damage if you attack them from behind. If they're actively targeting a unit, you won't be able to get behind them, since they rotate to face your unit as soon as you move. In these cases, you'll need to have 2 of your units work together. Always check the stats of enemies you're seeing for the first time. Any light blue-green entries are exploitable. Light blue-green entries. Okay. Someone from the construction team loved an unused fridge to... What? Moved an unused fridge to block my gate and also broke the key to the gate and set the lock. What the fuck? Taco, what? That's awful. Huh? Please stop that. It does keep bringing this up. These are things we've gone through, right? Please go away. One new enemy has appeared. How damage is truly calculated is something that's still a bit beyond me. So, why are we doing as much damage as we're doing? The combat system is something I do not understand. We're doing 35% of remaining target health, but why? Because is it combat power based? Base attack power is 146. And it is 146 because... I don't know. Is attack power 100? Fucked if I know. There's only one target, so whatever. And we don't have anything else to do. Right? Like, we've done everything else. Let's not do that. We're just waiting now. What are our other forces doing? This... These guys are both up there. This Nickelbot down here. You can do things. Have at least 80 hacking skill. We can't do that. We're not going to steal more tungsten, at least not right now. But now we know how to, which is great. We're not going to deal with the occult. Fresh registration. We have 21k wealth. We have this because we wiretap things multiple times, right? Is this game as confusing to play as it is to look at, or does it make more sense when playing yourself? I am confused to no end, Najak. I am completely confused. What can help you, maybe? I can't, because I don't know what I'm doing. Is to think of this as a sandbox. This is also where I'm struggling. It's not that the game is utterly confusing, it's that the game is operating on an axis that we don't often have in video games. And that is a completely open, here is 400 endings you can go for sandbox. There is a lot everywhere, and normally when I'm struggling with a game, I can tell you why I'm struggling with a game, and I can point to, oh, this is a thing that's not very good, or this isn't something that I'm used to. With Heart of the Machine, I'm struggling with the game, not because the game is doing something wrong, but because I'm not really adapting to it all that well. I'm trying. I'm really fucking trying. But I think I just need to, like, ignore everything and just, like, follow the goals on the top right. We're still really early on. And in my mind, there is all of these buildings we're currently not building, the StarCraft player in me. There's all of this tech that I don't get. There's all of these units that aren't doing anything. And every time I press the end turn button without having done 200 things, I feel bad. But that might be required. I don't know. I honestly don't know. We could establish a small corporation. The completionist in me. Well, here's the thing. Completionist-wise, I think this is fine. Because you go for, like, a different thing every time, right? You do a different thing every time until you've done all the things. At the moment, the turns are cosmetic, so it's fine. That phrasing worries me immensely. I assume what you mean by that is that later on there is, like, turn limits, as in, like, here is a goal that locks out in so and so many turns, and therefore this is a problem. That's probably another thing that I'm kind of colliding with. To me, the end turn button means everything progresses, and obviously it doesn't, right? That's not how this works. Have all buildings and upgrades I can get in a single campaign map. That's not... Think of this more like an RPG, Najak. Think of this more as an RPG. Like a really weird, decentralized thing RPG, not an RTS. Like, my tactics self and my RTS self are both fighting right now because they both look at this game and go like, this is a tactics game. This is a strategy game. It's not-ish, but it is, but it's not. An RPG, but you're a Gestalt consciousness. Yeah, it's... perspective shift. I'm fighting the perspective shift. Let's just go with it. Let's just see what we can do. The managerial classes are encouraged to use their funds to start small corporations. So, you blend right in. Let's go establish a small corporation. I don't know why, but now we have a small corporation and we can do something with that. Right? After waiting for a while in a line of other androids doing the same thing, the process is complete. You are now the proud owner of a small business. You'll have to be careful to keep Vorciber and others from associating it with you. Its use as a shell company would drop dramatically if they were to make the connection. They asked you for a company name, and you said the first thing that popped to mind. Hopefully it doesn't sound strange. Budget Holography. Nice. Democrats and unexpected. Exodus, you're trying to be helpful, which is appreciated because I'm very openly struggling. And this is the point where I go like, okay, I need help with shit. However, that is saying about 4 things too much that I don't know about. There is like a fine line between help, I'm drowning, and don't tell me what the ground is so I can stand on it. I'm being complicated about this right now. Okay, we have our first shell company. Now that you have a shell company, you can build the senior technician who can do a variety of contemplations unavailable to the rest of your forces. There may not be a huge number of opportunities just yet, but you can generate some wealth and hire some scientists and see if they produce anything of note. As you progress further into different project chains in Chapter 2 and onward, shell companies become critical. Outside of those scenarios, they're still highly useful, largely as a means to buy and sell resources in a way you otherwise could not. So if I get in... No, not that button. That button. Shell. A senior technician. Now we have a capacity of thought of 20. Why? Because we blew shit up. An economic transport? Carry shell company androids and mechs. Okay, so we need to keep those separate from us. If we carry like things that are associated with us as a consciousness in there, they make those connections. Senior technician. Soul droid, port droid capacity required. Clearance 1. Used by small companies who can't afford real security. Blend in, shell company operative, ambush, taser 30. Okay. Oh. Oh, the Android launcher is... Oh, I misunderstood what an Android launcher was. I thought we were launching from here somewhere else. No, this is where they... Okay. Let's put you over there. Let's put you over there. No, I know that, Ori. I know that, like, struggling is part of the game experience because the game has said this multiple times. I get it. That doesn't make the experience of I don't know what I'm doing any less I don't know what I'm doing. Like, if you say to someone, hey, I know you're having a panic attack, don't worry, nothing's happening to you, that doesn't make the panic attack go away, right? Like, the reality is, whether by design or not, shit feels alien to play. Which is a good thing in a weird way. So what do we have here? Block from attacking. Okay, we're not going to attack anything. Too much clutter, too much armor. If we go into Contemplation, then we'll see that there isn't really anything else. Cannot use units tied to your shell company. Cannot use units tied to your shell company. Cannot use units tied to your shell company. Fuck. Maddie! Maddie, thank you for the gift sub. Thank you. I think one thing we need to do is if we get into hardware... Was it here? It was here. Hardware. Senior technician. Let's give this thing things. You can have a pulse revolver. You can have a security jacket. And then I believe you're not going to be doing much fighting, but I would really like you to have CPU and hacking. Because I think that's exactly what you're going to be doing. Cognition and engineering. That's what this is. Never mind. Yes. And then we're going to slowly but surely make our way over yonder. And eventually... Oh, we can't interact with this. We can interact with... We can't interact with anything, never mind. We can interact with this. We don't have the security clearance for it, so we can't. Never mind. I don't know what I'm doing. Speaking as someone who has panic attacks, can confirm. Yep. Same here.
What?
Same here. Maddie! Oh, Maddie! What are you doing? Thank you very much. I know that's a step far, right? But the best thing I can do while playing this, is give you a one-to-one in what's going on in my head, right? And right now, whether there's a good reason for it or not, the predominant thought I have is, I am lost, I am really lost, I'm doing everything wrong. So, it doesn't help that every time I press the go straight to next turn button, it brings up the fucking handbook now. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's annoying. Once again, we have enemies at the gates. And once again, I don't understand our damage numbers. But there's all of our cognition. Or mental, it's called mental energy, right? Yeah, it's called mental energy. I was trying to figure out how to shoot someone. Maddie. That is incorrect. That is incorrect. That's our investigation. Street Sense is throwing up a lot of things. What is our little Nickelbot doing down there? You now have a license, right? You have a license. You can help put out this fire. I don't know why I keep doing that. I keep having my units occupied by just like helping with random things. Selling to the religious co-op. Your unit must be shell company operative. Aha! Okay, we don't have any contemplations for them yet, but we certainly have the opportunity for business. So that would beg the question of, oh, we're out of mental energy. That would beg the question of, what am I selling? If you're in need of wealth, you can sell some of your products in bulk. Religious co-ops like this one operate at a loss and help feed the middle and lower classes. Selling you access to them is much better for the citizens of the city, and it still can be quite a large paycheck, but it's far less than you could earn. Hydroponic greens or filtered water. We don't have anything like that, so this is not a thing that we get to do right now. This alarm is also still going. You go back down there. Probably shouldn't have spent that much mental energy instead of killing everyone here. 36%, 45%. Okay, we have exactly enough for 3 shots. What you could explain to me, Ori and Twitch chat, by far and large, is how the fuck does combat work? That's the part I don't understand. I don't understand what our damage numbers like get calculated off of. I don't get it. I know that if I'm here, I get double damage from behind. But I have no idea how we calculate anything. The percentage is the percentage of their remaining health. Okay. Alright, hold up. That is on me. That is on me. I did ask that in the dumbest fucking way possible. I was assuming that when it says 30% damage, that it would do 30% of their health. Yeah, no. Okay. Okay, yeah. Knives found in the kitchen. Water indeed wet. Okay. Why am I doing 30% of their damage? What is that based off of? Is it this combat power? Probably. Why is my combat power different? Why is it not different right now? How is that number made? The actual damage done is generally fixed and is a function of the attacking unit's combat power. Okay, so very basic. Water is wet. idea that I'm having then is higher combat power good, right? Like, in general, high combat power equals good. Okay. We're going with that. I know that at one point the game told me that elevation didn't matter, or it didn't matter against most units, but then against the cruiser it told me to be on high elevation to kill it. Which I don't even know how to get into right now. Percent damage, phys and morale is basically percentage of remaining health. My god, there's two people explaining the very basic of mathematics. Okay. Fine, I suppose. I did bring this upon myself. Morale damage is done via other actions. I assume you have to, like, terrify people or, like, talk to them or shit like this, right? A few units have spatial weaknesses like the cruiser, it's just not the norm. Okay. And then we saw that this guy had if you're behind him, do double damage because he had, like, a shield and shit. So combat is very simple. This is not the menu or the stat sheet of a game with a simple combat. This is why I'm confused, by the way. This right here, all of this shit, this is something you'd normally find in a game that has 4 different ways to attack with your left pinky. Instead, this is just all of the unit stats in one clutter, and combat is just, you are doing that much damage unless you get to exploit something. Okay. So I can see this guy is aiming up here, which means I should now be able to, like, shoot this guy in the back. And the same is happening here, which is why we want multiple units. Okay. We have now eliminated enemies left behind. We've done that. We can now build a filtration tower. It's making it kind of more complicated because it's mixing both combat and non-combat stats into the same panel. Yeah. But in that case we can answer this, like, very simply by, I just assumed the combat was more than that. Which is fine, by the way. The combat doesn't need to be more than that, but I was assuming there was damage ranges, calculations, hit chances, and there isn't. Armor is yes, no switch, checking if your armor pen over the armor, yes damage. Hence why it wants you to apply multiple stacks of armor pen, because every stack is 40, and going to 120 means you now ignore the armor. Okay, that helps a lot. So, let's go read. If there are enemies left from this battle, be sure to clean them up so they don't go attacking your buildings. Well, they need to know about them, right? Then build however many filtration towers you want to reach your goal, no more than 2, and that's it for securing water. Not all enemies go away after combat. If you lose a combat, even one where you were just probing to check enemy capabilities, pay close attention to which units leave, saying their job is done. The real big nasty ones tend to be needed elsewhere, but the smaller and mid-scale units will often hang around. One of two things will then happen. If they're defense-orientated, they might hang around the area they were sent to guard indefinitely. If you're returning to try that combat again, be sure to clear out those units before resuming the main encounter. If they're aggressive, then they'll quickly advance towards any freaky metallic structure you've built. Be prepared to intercept them. If enemies spawn due to an activity you were engaged in, clear them out. If they're defending an area you need to pass through later, that could be a problem. Or if they're waiting until one of your units becomes marked effective, you may get ambushed. You don't gain anything from killing these units, and you won't trigger more units to spawn by killing them. What you do accomplish is making sure that they don't re-engage with you at an inconvenient time. If you're already pretty experienced, nope, and you want to leave enemies who might later fight a mutual foe, then by all means feel free to do so. Or leave them if you're just not going back to the part of the map for a long while. You aren't the maid. Alright. So, we have 4 units that are all marked as defective, right? Oh, this is our original. Oops. So now, I would like to get license and registration, please. Hide self and repair. Building is on the script. Your Endor can safely hide here and take care of its injuries. Okay, we're out of mental energy, otherwise we could murder this one for registration. some of the extra stats there do also feed into the effectiveness of consumables, so that comes up less than you might think. Okay. Good night, Maddie. Sleep well. Hope you have a wonderful rest. Oh. This punchy sound. I don't know what it is, but having played Warframe, it sounds to me like a ship translating in, and that always freaks the fuck out of me. We're out of mental, so there's nothing really... Please stop opening this book when I click next turn. Why are you doing this? Why is it doing that? I don't understand. Cease. This registration. Alright, so they're all getting new registrations, which means while they're all busy, we can fuck with this. We're not going to be stealing anything. Warehouse shop. Let's look around. We can buy furniture. They must think you're part of a small company starting up or furnishing a new apartment building. Hopefully it's the right kind. I mean, we have apartment buildings, but I don't know what we would need furniture for. If you have any unfurnished apartments and housing you provide, then your central stockpile will immediately be dedicated to convert those into furnished apartments. Huh? Ah! I didn't know we'd have to worry about that. What? I guess? Huh. I guess we're buying furniture? And then... build mode is here. Water filtration tower. We will be building 2 of these. We will be building 1 of these. Outputs heavy metals. No, I want to. Gonna keep your bio trophies happy. I mean, we're housing homeless people, right? Maybe it's like furniture for dogs. That's the good part. We're doing this for the dogs, remember? The harm is gonna sit there until we can pick up our units and bring them home. It is a vessel translating in. I see. Okay. Almost done. If there are any... Okay, we know that. This is gonna take, what, 2 turns to build them? 3 more. That's fine. We have time to do other things in the meantime. Not everyone wants to sleep on the floor. I told you we're stacking humans. Which part of that did you not understand? Stacking humans. Too much armor. No, I wanna... Why? Oh, never mind. Don't worry about it. Clearance. PMC appearance. You notice there are quite a few private military contractors operating in and around the city. It seems that troops get less scrutiny than official corporate troops. Your android is completely unnoticed while wandering through this minor outpost. This is definitely something you wish you could do in higher clearance areas. This form of scanning requires you to be close to the target, which you are, but emits non-detectable signals and has no outward signs you're doing anything. Now available, PMC Imposter. Source of idea, contemplation result. Unit class PMC Imposter. Oh, this is something we can build. This is something we can build. And it has a clearance of 2. I understand. Clearance is given on a model basis. I thought clearance was something we'd have to get for a unit. Have you heard of this Slay the Spire 2 game that's out? Clearly I think you'd like it since there are cards and strategy involved. You're lucky that I love you. Hi Fishy, how are you doing? It had to happen, right? Like, I said in general chat, the next person that recommends Slay the Spire 2 to me is getting fucking attacked. And it took Chrono, like, how much longer? Like an hour to go like, hey, look, Slay the Spire 2 is out. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Trapped at work for another like 3 hours. I'm so sorry. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Do you have a weekend this weekend? Hey, saw it! Did you hear about the new card game that's out? Next CZN character isn't for 2 weeks. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll bring the toy hammers? No, sledgehammers. Like, bring the heavy stuff. We will need the heavy stuff. So if I compare this thing, 160, 120, 55, 29. It is differently cloaked than our combat unit. But in reality, this is a worse combat unit. And I'm comparing it to the combat unit because they cost 12 capacity both. It has less combat power, less health. More than double the argument attack power, so we can use this to incorporate a PMC and talk to people. Marathon, it's something about running, I guess. Okay, how did Marathon go, by the way? Did any one of you check out the weekend thingy? Because I know that shit's releasing now, right? But I heard nothing from it. Like, the like, preview weekend fired, and then I heard nothing. Like, silence. I used the squeaky hammer. No, the squeaky hammer is yours. You're leading the charge, Siren. I don't know what you're talking about. Does it have additional equipment it can get? Maybe. It has 280 deterrence, which, okay, that's way less. It has the trait PMC appearance, which means it's an imposter, right? Like, this is a stealth unit. We're using this. It has an equipment, a secondary, an armor, and an augment. So it's exactly like our combat unit. But this is a stealth operative. Gotta be Crimson Desert? I'm fucking skipping Crimson Desert. So hard. UE5 looking motherfucker. It's bad enough that Celesta 2 is on UE5 and I have to look at that shit. Very positive reviews, so it's scratching 1 H for some people. Alright, cool. I watched 5 minutes. The colors of it alone make me angry because it's so green. Release date Steam player count below 100k. On release? Interesting. It's on its own engine though, but I get it. Yeah, but it looks like UE5. Why? Okay, sorry, before I make a fool out of myself. Crimson Desert is Black Desert, but the new one, right? Just to be sure real quickly so that I don't confuse it with anything. It's Black Desert, but the new one? Single player buddies. Yeah, exactly. You know what? I just learned something. I assumed, and I'm wrong about this, I assumed it was going to be BDO2. To which I would have said, me and Asian MMOs, we've broken up. I'm not dealing with fucking Korean MMOs anymore. I'm not dealing with Chinese MMOs anymore. I'm not touching them anymore. That's it. Every single one of them is a disaster. Every single one of them is a giant fucking cash grab. The only good one they've made in the last 10 years was FF14, and that's it. However, then you told me it's single player, which I didn't know. I didn't know that. I thought this was the next online thing. As a single player title, interesting. I'll cautiously look at it. I don't think I'm going to be playing it, but I'll look at it. That's good info. It was supposed to, then they swapped it 6 years ago. Yeah. You stop where Winds meets? Well, that's a gacha. That's a different beast. Where Winds meet is really not an MMO, if you ask me, Effort. It's a single player gacha with a multiplayer mode attached to it. Not single MMOs in my area. Yeah, no. No, unfortunately not. They're all just masquerading as hot single MMOs to steal your kidneys on your first date, Fishy. I remember the worst part of Black Desert be other players. Legitimately, the worst part of Black Desert was the game, not the other players. I played Black Desert for a good amount of time and I have very, very fond memories of it. Mostly very fond memories of like going ocean fishing with a bunch of really drunk people. That shit was fun as fuck. But god, the game was fucking annoying. Only the kidneys, you say? I mean, they don't want the murder charge, you know? They don't want the murder charge. No, but to keep the joke away for a second and then we'll continue. I have not seen for well over 10 years. We've been looking at Korea, China, Japan as like the last bastion to develop new MMOs, to make good new MMOs, right? And there's a couple of tropes that I am sick and tired of. I'm sick and tired of being the second market. As in, it comes out somewhere else first and then they retool it for the Western market. I'm not dealing with that. Any game that releases somewhere else, like any MMO that releases somewhere else first and then finally gets a release somewhere else and the server is not at parity, is not a game I'm going to be playing. I'm fucking tired of the Western adaptations. It is always a cash shop problem, every single fucking time. I'm tired of the monetization. I'm tired of the lacking updates. I'm tired of the, like, clearly broken upgrade systems that every single one of these games have. Every single time I play a game and I see weapon +1, weapon +2, I want to kill someone. Mind you, that is largely because I grew up on World of Warcraft, where instead of upgrading your weapon to +1, you just find a better one. I am tired of every single one of these, like, Asian MMO tropes. There's some really cool storytelling in there. There's some really cool visuals in there. That's all fair and true. But not a single one of these fucking things hasn't just been predatory and abusive to shit. Meanwhile, WoW, no, go Mythic 1, 2. Yeah. That's a, like I said, I grew up on WoW. We didn't have Mythics back in my dirt. Yeah, nah, Jack, you're absolutely right. They also learned that it's easier to just develop one weapon and give it plus stats instead of having to develop 10 different weapons. Modern WoW is a very different beast. You're very right to bring it up. Every time one of these games comes out, and I'm back to WoW, MJM, I'm fighting. Don't. Every single time one of these games comes out, we're being promised, oh, this one's going to be different. This is going to be different. This one's going to be adapted to the West. All of the cash shop's going to be gone. Like, the monetization is going to be fair. All of this is going to be fine. And then it's not. And then we get Aeon 2. And every single time, there's a gigantic fucking fan base of people that desperately want a new MMO to be good again, because, like, that's what they miss. They miss, like, all of these, like, moments from their childhood, right? Of, like, finding like-minded people in MMOs. They miss all of these worlds that they felt like they belonged in. And they latch onto these new fucking titles and they just viciously defend dog shit. And then a month later, the game's dead. And I get to put on the I was right hat again. And I don't like wearing that hat. I like being right. I don't like wearing that fucking hat. And it's happened consistently with every single fucking East Asian MMO release. Every single one. I'm just done with them. I'm not looking at new titles coming out of that region anymore. Single player, different beast. Entirely different beast. We're getting a fuck ton of really cool single player games out of China specifically. The Chinese dev market is doing some incredibly crazy shit. But MMOs, I am not looking at those titles anymore. I'm not trying those. I'm not interacting with them, no. Meanwhile, grinding my third character to 70 in TBC Annie. You couldn't get me to do that with a fucking... Like, you couldn't pay me to do that. Don't let me yuck you yum. Like, I hope you're having fun and all. But you couldn't pay me to do that shit, dude. I am currently tempted. I'm currently tempted to do Midnight for the story. And, like, see what like, the current state is. And then probably drop it again after a month. That is what I'm thinking about doing. But it's mostly a case of habit. It was a habit for me for like 12 years now, Jack. 12 years. I did like the high-end raiding circuit for 12 years. 5, 6, 7 days a week raiding. I did that for well over a decade. Like starting in Classic. Before the raiding scene was established. And you couldn't pay me to do that shit anymore. Bronzebeard Ascension, fuck that server, Hatchney. The next time I'm looking at Ascension is when Season 10 starts. Bronzebeard is a dogshit server, and I wish they had never bought the fucking project. I wish they had never bought that project, because all of their development resources going into that shit now, instead of making the good server. Like, it's a fucking disgrace. Many people do not want a new MMO. They want the childhood moment back of discovering MMOs as a concept, but refuse to. I've given you this example in the past, right? When I first got into MMOs, and I reckon a lot of you were like this when you got into MMOs for the first time. It doesn't matter which game it was. It doesn't matter which game it was. You can be one of the, like, fuck it. Like, if you played Lineage, for Christ's sake. It doesn't matter which one. You got into the world, you made your character, you got really excited, you walked around, you explored. And somewhere off in the distance, you saw, like, a cave. And you went, there's a cave over there, fuck yeah! And then you went, like, cave diving for an hour. You came out of it, having corpse ran 3 times. You found, like, an uncommon item. And in general, it wasn't worth it, but you went exploring. That shit was great. Nowadays, new MMO launches and I see a cave somewhere off in the distance, I go, I don't have a quest to go there, so I'm not going to waste my fucking time. And then eventually a quest will point to that cave, and then I'll go there. That isn't a quality of the games these days. It's not that, like, modern MMOs, like, lack that sense of exploration or wonder. You're too jaded now. You know too much. Like, you know that not every building off into the distance can be its own adventure. Like, you know there can't be that much content. Like, you know that just walking off into the distance isn't the way that you should be playing the game, because you're quote-unquote falling behind. Whether that is real or imagined is a different beast entirely, right? You have all of this knowledge now, you have all of these resources now, you have all of these transferable skills now from playing this shit for so long, so long. And that's, like, wide-eyed wonderment, that, like, amazement at, like, just looking at the unknown. You're never getting that back. And that's not because modern games are worse than old games. It's because you know too much. And that's really fucking sad. So MJM's right. That's a sentence that doesn't feel good to say. No, MJM's entirely correct. Especially in MMOs, like, it's a nostalgia thing in general, right? But especially in MMOs, people are going to pick up a new title and they're going to compare it to, like, the MMO of their childhood. And they're going to wonder why they don't feel the same, why they're not euphoric, why they can't, like, why they don't have the, like, oh, I can't wait to log in after school. Like, I'm going to jump on TeamSpeak with all my friends and we're going to go, like, run into a dungeon, and then you die to the trash mobs in front of the dungeon and you all congratulate yourself because you had a really good adventure, not knowing that you never even made it to the dungeon, right? You're never getting that back. I'm never getting that back. I just made myself really sad. I don't know. Don't say TeamSpeak, what do you mean? I grew up on TeamSpeak, you freak. What were you doing, installing Vent? What are you, Scandinavian? God, I remember the first time I joined a group of people that wanted me to join a Ventrilo server, and I was like, you want me to join what? Huh? It felt like a different world. It felt like I had just fallen into, like, the Twilight Zone. Oh, beautiful. I miss the people from those times, Chad. I miss the people. I miss, like, the stupid evenings with, like, the guildmates in TeamSpeak. Just, like, doing shit, right? I miss that. Nah. I would like to order a tub of ice cream and then I would like to sit in a corner right now. Cool. This is where a professional streamer would get over himself. Well, video games, huh? I remember winning an MMORPG tournament in TeamSpeak. An MMORPG tournament? What kind of tournament? What kind of tournament? After this, Genshin did that to me? Okay. When Neo first released, I explored the map and found a puzzle. I did the puzzle, I had fun doing it, and I was happy I found a fun puzzle outside the main quest. And the day after, I progressed the main quest, and it asked me to do that puzzle again. And I lost 90% of my love for the game. Genshin to me fell more into the exhaustion with open world games than anything else, Effort. Which is kind of exactly that. But yeah, there's many similarities with what I've described earlier, right? Many similarities there. Not because I'm hunting for my childhood, I play a different game now. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that, MJM. PvP. Oh, PvP. Turn-based MMORPG? Oh, were you playing fucking oh my god, what is it called? The French one. The weird French one. What's that one called again? We played this like really briefly. It was kind of fun, but I didn't have enough people to fuck with. I started just like open world games more and more nowadays, just because there's too much stuff that distracts the story. I need like really good open world games. Najak, you're right. 90% of them are Ubisoft tower fatigue, right? There's just too many things to do and too much bullshit, and I don't care for it entirely. Well-made open world games, you don't have that problem. If you want like a really good, like weirdly enough, this one's budget as fuck, but if you want a really good open world game, look at Horizon's Gate. It's turn-based tactics. There's like 4 quests in that entire game. And one of them is get to the end, which you get at the beginning. But the entire game is just, here is a world, explore it, have fun with it. It isn't this like busy work of like stitching across a map, right? Which I know exactly what you mean. I hate that too. Thousand Scar, how you doing? This game is so damn good. Yeah, I should be playing it more, huh? Dolphus and Wakfu, yeah, those ones, exactly, the French one. We played that really quickly. Razor and I made characters like a couple of years ago only and played it because I kept hearing it, but we never had enough people. And then I was told that the meta was to just have like multiple accounts and make your own parties with your own accounts, and I was like, no. In general, that shit was fun. If they ever make a modern version of it, I'll play it. UB Tower Fatigue describes such a high percentage of open world. Yeah, but that's exactly what the problem is, right? Fun fact about Horizon's Gate, there are boats. Correct. Loved playing AC Odyssey, then got stuck in the map completion, had double the playtime of a friend who finished the game and didn't get distracted and wasn't even halfway through the storyline. But that's the problem, right? Like, you said yourself you're a completionist, right, Najak? If you want burnout, these games are perfect as a completionist. If you want to completionist your way into burnout syndrome and hating video games, these games are perfect. They're not designed for someone to finish the map. Fucking not the latest one. Legend of Zelda wasn't designed for you to get all Korok seeds. You can, but it wasn't designed for you to get 900 of the fuckers. They're made for people, they're designed in such a way that a casual player can just like randomly walk across them and get enough things to do that they're not bored. But they're not designed to be combed through with a fine-tooth comb, right? And because there are players like you and in portions like me as well that desperately want to, like, these games don't line up. And I'm playing Wolfenstein with a freaking guide home to not miss any freaking collectibles. And all these years later, do these collectibles mean anything? Scares my kissing? Yes. Hold up. Is it hissing less now? Ironically, AC2 was a pretty good open world game, but the other ACs weren't. Yes, much less. Yeah, I turned off the fan. proud of myself for my recently acquired ability to not finish all the content. Yeah, that's kind of the way that I look at it. I'm not saying you need to adjust your view of how you play video games, right? But like, what helped me a lot in the end? What helped me a lot in the end was to look at a video game like a really good steak. You take like the good bites out of it. You eat like the really good bites of it. And then all of like the gristle, you throw all of that on the side. Fuck all of that. I'm not finishing that. I'm not eating that. No, you eat like the good bits. And that's how I view video games. Like I've gotten out of the completionist virus. Renoa! Hello, Renoa. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? How were you doing? What were you doing? How, thing? For 6 months straight till they don't feel like it anymore at the drop of a hat. No, the same thing, Najak, right? But like, all of the like gristle, all of the fat on the side, like you're not eating that, right? Or if you are, then I'm so sorry. Like I can feel my gag reflex triggering just thinking about it. Disgusting. And that's how I see like map objectives in open world games. Like you'll get some of them by like taking the good bites out of it. But I'm certainly not going to sit there and finish them. And ever since then, Karen hinged his jaw for playing games. Only when I play Troubleshooter. Only when I play Troubleshooter. You should play Troubleshooter, by the way. When is Troubleshooter 2? Hold up. Did we get any new news about Troubleshooter 2? I'm slowly but surely realizing that today is not the gaming stream that I thought it would be. I'm slowly but surely realizing that today is much more of a yapping stream than I ever thought it was gonna be. What the fuck? Why can I not find... Why can I not find the dev anymore? Question mark? You're having fun, so all's good? No, I'm having a great time. Now I'm worried why I can't find Dandelion anymore. Where did they go? They didn't go anywhere. I just misspelled Dandelion. Found them. No, nothing new recently. Nothing new. We got all 11 character concepts for Banished Children. We now know what the characters are going to be. But they're just working. They are just working. Last Sign of Life was on Christmas, but that's normal for Dandelion. They just work that way. They just work that way. Soon. Soon. Very soon. I can't wait for that game. Anyway, speaking of video games, shall we, like, press a couple more buttons? So, we're building the filtration towers. That is happening right now. We have 3 units in here. Nope, we have no units in here. Why are you still marked as defective? Did you fail that or something? Can you fail that? I don't know. They were still marked. And we're gonna be sitting here waiting. Okay, you are no longer marked as effective. Wonderful. 1 is free. 2 are free. I mean, might as well like start fucking around here, right? It's not like we need to go anywhere, we might as well. Steal from Syndicate storage. Shadow Dweller and Expert Shadow Dweller. I have no idea what that is and or means, so we're not going to do it. And then we're waiting for more. And we're just waiting for the filtration towers to be done. Where is my tech robot? Tech robot is down there. And PMC robot is also down there somewhere. Okay. You stand by, well, not there. You stand by somewhere in the middle. We can just wait. I should go sleep. Need rest, and tomorrow I need to make more worms. we sleep well. Good rest, dude. Good rest. You keep forgetting that we love you yapping. Yeah, but at the same time, you know. This is the part where... How do I put this? This is the part where I usually get concerned a little bit, right? Because I've now talked myself into a mood that means I want to go to bed. And for like professional streamers, this wouldn't be a problem. You just go like, hey, the show must go on, right? And then the show goes on. But I just freshly talked myself out of wanting to be live. So that is the downside of, whoop, there's one effort. There's the downside of the yapping. One effort. Are those freaking Ordinatus? Wait, what? Which ones? What are you looking for, Igor? What are you looking for? God, look at that thing. 3,600 armor plating. So we can get, what, 120 AP? We could kill that. Tanks? The giant treaded. Treaded. I honestly haven't seen a treaded vehicle. Where are they? Where did you see them? Those are airships? Yeah, these do fly. These do a little bit of fly. You know that I'm really tempted to like jump one of these international economic transports? Rented from Vorsimer. Okay, so that's the problem, right? Cabinets and tiers that can be partitioned to contain liquids, gas, and created goods. Load mined resources. Oil mining filters. When you defeat them, you gain whatever the fuck that is. Neodymium. Okay. But we need to spend our AP stuff for this. 313 health. We don't do enough damage, right? If we could get above them, we do 3 times damage above them. Oh, okay, so now I see. Look at this. So we have extra damage, extra vulnerability from above. But these are too high up for us. Like, even these here aren't... We can't get high enough. And then we need to get above 52 armor pen. And as soon as we do that, we can just kill these things. Oh. You think we can get onto one of these spires? You think we can slay this spire? A total type of game stuff you play? Our total... Our what? Total War? No, Jack, no. Yes and no. So the real answer is I have zero interest in anything historic whatsoever. So all of the ones that are based on history completely miss me, no matter how fantastic that history might be. And also I have played Total War Warhammer a lot. but not recently. I really want to get a 2-for-1, but I can't. No one's attacking me yet, right? Yeah, no one's attacking me yet. Wait, what are you? Oh, you're a military troop carrier. Okay. Yeah, we're not attacking you because you are Vorsimer and we're trying to not piss them off specifically. Too much armor, too much clutter. Too much clutter. I think this is a distance problem. If we were here... Oh, this needs clearance. Wait. Did we magically find the one fucking tall building that doesn't need clearance? It's fine, don't worry about it. She got bored somehow when doing playing it solo. I did a couple of like plays with friends, but I've done all I can in Warhammer, Total War Warhammer. But no, like the traditional ones I just don't care about. Like the second you go like, but it's based on China, but it's based on Japan, like my eyes just glaze over. Like it doesn't matter where it's set. I find historic settings mind-numbingly boring because it boils down to here's a dude with a spear, here's a dude with a spear and a different hat. Like the only way that I could ever get into Total War was through Warhammer. And once they bring out the 40k one, no matter how funky that one's gonna be, I'm gonna be playing it. Something funny about this game, despite being called a tab being called vehicle, there are only aircraft.
Be careful, it might be inhabited by geese, Karn panic.
And nothing with wheels or treads. Okay. You know that the word vehicle doesn't have anything to do with wheels or treads, right? But it stems from the Latin word vehere, which means to carry. Huh? Why would they need to have... What? What? I'm so confused. Why would they need to have wheels? I don't know. I don't know, dude. Avora! Thank you for the 78 months! Safety level 0, be careful, it might be inhabited by geese. No, that's a high safety level. Guard geese are a thing. I like my history, but at the same time, yeah, I just don't. It's just not something I'm interested in at all. I have a friend of mine who's a big history nerd, and like he's super in love with like the Three Kingdoms one. What about Total War Shogun? What did I just say? So, like, what did I just fucking say? And Craig, thank you for the streak. Lydia in Skyrim is a vehicle. I mean, she is sworn to, yeah. Vehicles is a general term, whereas aircraft is a more specific term and therefore more appropriate. Man, all those aircraft. That thing's sure in the air. That's sure crafty in the air, huh? I just expected something on the ground. Behold, a featherless biped. 2 legs and a beak. What do you mean? Like, the reason why it's not called aircraft but called vehicle is because it's modes of transportation. These are giant combat mechs. The fact that we don't own giant combat mechs right now doesn't mean that they don't just eventually fall into that category. No? I don't... We're about to get shot, by the way. We didn't get shot! Wait, why didn't we get shot? We just made so much of whatever that currency is. So much of it. Where the fuck is security? Why is Care shooting civilian transports? Because they have a currency that I don't know about. I forgot what we got. Life forms? No. We're sheltering 8,000 humans. Strategic resources? No. Look, zero cruelty. Cruelty free. Don't worry about it. I don't know. We got something out of it. It said we were getting something out of it. Micro builders. There. Oh, that's it? That's all we're getting? It's just this? Oh, never mind. No, it says new, this is scandium. Where the fuck is that? Yeah, honestly, I couldn't tell you where those resources are. Like, one of them says set neodymium. And the other one, I don't know what the other one resource was. I assumed it was the same one. I now see that it isn't. They should be in this screen, you say, right? Is it because the game hasn't unlocked that yet? Is that a problem? We got a new strategic resource called War Crimes. Normally doesn't tell you about them till later in the tutorial. It might be that. It might be that, Exodus. It might be that. Well, I'm happy I just got to shoot a thing, so, no one will ever know we're here. No one will ever know. Oh no, forgot we can't do that. Cold blood? We're not cold blooding. Oh, that's something that I really wanted to do. I wanted to do... It's gone now. No, it's not. There it is. Intrusive thoughts. We need 80 cognition with whoever's doing this. So we just need to get our little robot going. Choose from the following: Android optimization or procurement efficacy. Use your neural network and existing work in automated procurement to invent an upgrade. Fine. Use your neural network and... Okay, while not as powerful as equipment, these kinds of upgrades stack with other equipment. I don't know. Better microbuilders, better slurry, better water, better wells, better wind turbines. Give me more power. And then combat android intimidation. Oh, this is, by the way, I hate to be that person, but if you're making a game, don't do this. Don't make shit like this. This is unreadable to anyone that isn't, like, completely fucked in the head. Wait, what the fuck? What? Intimidation. So this is different units that get different intimidation buffs. Our combat unit would go from 80 to 110. Combat units red go from 80 to 110. Nickel bots go from 0 to 30. Predators, liquid metal. I'm seeing the Terminator reference. Sledge, I get it. Why is one of them named Keanu? I just saw that. Like, wait, huh? And the worst part is, I can't tell you whether this is a Cyberpunk reference or a John Wick reference. I can't tell you. I don't know. It works for both. Faster ox droids. Stat increase 4. For what? Movement range? Movement range. Support droids. Hardened dino droids. Dino droids, port droid, ox droid, like all of these are tags that our units have, but they don't mean anything to me. That's another thing that I don't particularly like. I don't care about intimidation. I would like combat power, but I think we're taking movement range then. And the last one. Give me cognition. Cognition's cool. That upgrade tooltip is intimidating. That upgrade tooltip is flat out bad. Hunger is a critical problem for the lower classes. There has to be a better way to handle this. Ooh! Eat the rich! Wait, sorry, what? Hunger is a critical problem. Let's see. Hydroponic greens, vat-grown meat. Ooh, you need a certain amount of food per turn. If your percentage complete seems stuck, build more. This is exclusively because we're trying to provide for the sheltered humans. Why? I thought we were giving them a shelter. Why do we also need to feed them? Why aren't they doing that themselves? Ah, the resulting deal is with the lower classes at large, not just the humans you shelter. For any you do house, you're just their landlord, not their liege lord. Then why would I give a shit? Where is my button that says I don't want to provide food for anyone? Huh? Furthen! Finally out of my hellhole 3-hour call. Hello, Furthen. Hope you're well. This I don't understand. Tutorial things. Okay. So the tutorial just forces you to. Okay. Do you need these later anyway? Do I? Do I though? This is not any one meat precisely. It's a mix from the largest sources of protein in the city. Is it people? That's the largest source of protein in the city, no? For other stuff? Is it though? The masses don't know there's a rogue AI, I can say. My workday is technically over now, but I'm free from the burden of checking Teams in another little less than 3 hours. If you take your phone and throw it out the window, you could be free right now. The non-housing role of the tutorial avoids this altogether and teaches you the same concepts in a different way. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Let's go plan some plans. So, securing food. We need to plant some plants. Hydroponic greens. I assume this is something we cannot build. It's something we cannot build, which means we need to find out what's going on with it. I see an officer sigil. Your PMC imposter is great, but it lacks security clearance to go where you want it to. Only PMC officers have oversight clearance normally. There is a certain sigil engraved into their armor that grants them clearance. If you could get your hands on one of those, you could reverse engineer it. Ah, so if we had a... if you had an imposter... we could now send that. I mean, right now we need cognitive power. That's the first thing we need. Then second thing, there's a couple of things that I want to be doing. There. Let's deal with the intrusive thought stuff first. Then you... Wait, Nickelbot? Oh, yeah, you're not the guy that is currently getting new clearance. Oh, there is more transports up here. Why do they keep bringing more transports where I can shoot them? That's just irresponsible. Hey, 2,000 wealth gain from killing large economic transport. There we go. Ah, fuck, I used the movement. Never mind. I forgot. We only have... Wait, hold up. Aha! Wealth gain from killing large economic transport. Cool. You're gonna be by yourself. I've decided you're gonna be by yourself. So to make a deal providing food, you need a certain amount of food per turn. If you percentage, you wish to change your target outcome. The problem is we need to figure out how we actually make food. And in order to figure that out, we need to once again storm one of these things, huh? Okay, I see. So my one tech bot that we just sent is in therapy. This isn't an ongoing thing. Oh. Oh, this is an ongoing thing. Never mind. This is level 3 clearance. Let's not deal with that. Non-lethal takedown, you say? This is an invasive action that will attract enemies regardless of a unit's clearance rating. Okay, cool. How many people... I say people. We have 1 unit in there. We're gonna play this the same way that we did previously, right? We're going to take units and we're gonna get them ready. We're out of mental. Are you... You don't have anything, right? So we're just gonna go here. And then we're gonna wait for... Too much armor. Are we getting away with this again? There's no way I'm getting away with this again, right? I'm getting away with this again. Oh my god. Does the game have fog of war once you've been to places? So if you look at this map, you can kind of tell where we are right now and where we've been already. This is all stuff that we haven't been to like at all here. Outside. This is stuff where we actually are. This is where we have like a tower. Yeah, basically you can't see places that you are not currently at. That you can see fog of war. There is things that you can build in order to like defog. But a fog of war is the standard, yes. However, it does show you like opportunities like this in your fog of war. But you can see like as I move in here, that's where our network expands. We can see things. We're waiting for... units up here to be done with their shit. Up. Over. Over yonder. Okay, and then... one more turn until this nickel bot gets out. Why are they called nickel bots, by the way? Like, the obvious joke is the Nickelback reference, right? In you go. Over we travel. Put you up here. All right. Whew. That's about how much they cost. Honestly, that is probably the answer. That is very likely the answer. So do we need to stack armor pen again, is the question. Are you an enemy? No, you're a transport. What if I stack armor pen again? I mean, I can just stack it next turn, right? Let's refresh and then let's send the technician in. Goodbye. Goodbye. 2 turns for investigations. And we're keeping this one clean so far. Up here. Licensing agencies. We still can't interact with dogs. We don't have the tech for that. We don't have the cognition for this. I guess we're just wiretapping things, because we might as well do something with them, right? This one over there, you're needed, you're needed. You... warehouse shop, we don't care right now. That can't be shell company. They were right when they told me that there isn't much to do with a shell company right now. Human biodata, huh? Okay. But we will need this bot eventually. Still move them over. Oh, hello there. This doesn't kill. This doesn't kill. Why does this not kill? Armor-piercing contraband scanner. And you are a military sniper. No matter what, we need 2 shots there. We're not getting any bonuses for shooting them in the back. Which means we're going to be spending the rest of our shots and not killing them. But they're not shooting our technician this turn. They're too busy. That's great news. And now we can see whether we can get anything else out of them. We can kill 1. Damage from behind bonus. The damage from behind bonus isn't enough to, like, finish them. Shock applied. None of that. I mean, technically that's okay, right? Get rid of the sniper. Do you still have shots? You don't. We could fuel it, but we don't have enough actions then. So we're just out of everything. They're shooting us here, that's okay. Accepted. And then I do want to clean up. Alright. And once more, we have to get new clearances everywhere. Don't worry about it. Not defective. Do not disassemble. This one might be defective. Do not disassemble. There we go. Use different sizes and squad size influences their health. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh boy. Okay, so we have gained fucking something from this. But we can have more repair spiders? Why can we have more repair spiders? Does that matter? I don't think so. And then nothing else matters. But we now have stealth compact water. No, that's water filters. Wait. Huh? A compact version of the water filtration tower. Outputs. Interesting. So this is a new thing. I'm noticing that this isn't done yet. There is more. How can I have seen that there is more? Locations investigated, 1 out of 2. I see. Okay. So we've investigated this one. Next up, this one. In many, many turns from now. And by many, many turns from now, I mean now. Nickelbot? Nickelbot? Are you dead? Did I lose Nickelbot? I didn't. They just take longer. Okay. Is there an opportunity to heal anywhere nearby? So earlier we had the opportunity to heal this unit. Why do we not see any of those anymore? Is this something that the repair spiders fuck with? Like if I had like all the way back now to where I know we have repair spiders here. Does this just repair over time? If I don't have them in the fucking aircraft for a second? Let's pretend. Yes. Okay, this does heal. In that case... Nickelbot. Wonderful. What's our target? Our target is down there. That's like the tiniest farm in the middle of the fucking city, dude. What do you think the price for this like piece of land is in between all of this? That's a very stubborn farmer right there. I love this little farmhouse as well. Like, yeah, buddy, yeah. And then we're just gonna slowly but surely surround this semi-effectively. And we're gonna wait until you're done. Get you over here. If we're taking this many turns anyway, we might as well get the last Nickelbot. There we go. Everyone's here. Everyone is here. Hello. I've come to steal your trade secrets. Apparently I should have occupied that specific house. I'm now occupying that specific house. Very cool. You're looking at me? I don't appreciate you looking at me. That's it. Investigation complete. So we don't just need to clear. Goodbye. You're now looking at us over there. Which means you're no longer looking up there. Which doesn't mean anything because we don't have enough firepower. We only have enough firepower to fire 3 bots anyway, so... moving everyone over doesn't actually mean anything. Boom. And once more, we ask ourselves, hey, where can I get a new robot? One license, one license, one license, and while we're here, one license. Also, I need one more. You. Cool. So while they're all getting their serial numbers filed off, we now have a biomulcher. Deploys mechanical crabs to compost plants, rodents, and insects from the environment. Okay. And also a stealth hydroponics tower. Expense. This uses biomulch and filtered water to make hydroponic greens. Okay. We'll need like 4 of these. Oh, these are like our little like gathering crabs where it doesn't matter where they are. And then they're making about 2,100 of that stuff. And we get one of these. I think. There's one there. Okay. So technically we now make 8,000 hydroponic greens a turn. And we said we were going to make 5,000. Cool. We're over-promising. Well, we're over-delivering for our promise. But this only is still 50% securing food. So who knows where this is going. Don't worry, there's nothing here. Oh, you're just a transport, never mind. Who cares? This worries me. This worries me a lot. Troops are being rotated in and out of the city to make sure no allegiance is developed to local leaders. An equal volume of troops are being rotated in and out at the same time. Bulkhead armor. Fucking hell. It's just a transport. It's not here for me. It doesn't even know I'm here. It doesn't care about me. Everything's fine. Oh, you're over there. Okay. In you go. In you go. In you go. That's my little mobile troop. You wiretap this. And then we're just waiting, right? We're just waiting for everything to be fully built. Securing food. Okay. Everything evolves to compost? I mean, yeah. We're just grabbing everything, don't worry about it. Inventing novel vehicles. You've invented your first vehicle that isn't just an upgrade of a human design, have I? The great news is that you have custom functions that the humans don't. The bad news is that's scary to humans. As you invent new vehicles, you either have to live with the fact that they are excessively targeted by humans, or you have to come up with ways to hide them. For now, keep them away from the airspace around military installations. Your flying vehicles occupy a wide range of combat roles: support, logistics, fire suppression, stealth, and roll firepower. You'll tend to have fewer vehicles than you will androids, but they'll often be critical to combined arms battle plans. Don't ignore them. Okay. Aerospace hangar, paving over squalor. Cutter, drone factory, oath of pacifism. Removes all physical attack power, but boosts intimidation, morale-based attacks, and system disruption attacks. Can make bulk units and captured units more intimidating as well as fully non-lethal. Innate kindness. We could go the nice route. We could not kill people. Vehicular security patch. Well, that's not good. They've noticed you stealing delivery craft and are sending out a security update to stop you from doing it. Flying's fun. It's time to build your own vehicle factory somehow. Maybe an idea will occur to you. Wait, are they stealing my... Have they taken my no. My little harm ship is still here. Alright. Start an empire. That's still Strepta 1. Scandium acquisition. In order to build an aircraft, you need scandium. Let's beat some out of military troop carriers. On the radial map. Wait, well, let's what? Select the street sense lens, then choose the extraction targets entry from the drop down. What the fuck? Extraction targets. These things? Smaller troop transports get attacked by rebels all the time. You won't need to worry about reprisal. By the time they figure out who to blame, you'll be away. I mean, I've very successfully done that previously, but do I want to do it again? We move the little harm ship over here. I mean, you're not a vehicle, like, you're not the right thing, right? No, we need to target these fuckers. But they're not in positions that are beneficial for us. Wait, extraction targets. Show me the extraction targets. It's showing me everything. Huh? Neodymium, wealth. Wait, what the fuck am I... The transports will be highlighted on the city map. Right now, every transport is highlighted. Every economic transporter is highlighted, but these aren't the vehicles that I need. So why are they highlighted? These aren't. These, Matashiro, is this a Frostpunk? No. Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. There are no children we can send into the mines for starters. Are there just not any? Stop opening this. Stop opening this. Better biomulchers, better microfiber fabs, better slurry, better water, better wells, better wind turbines. I still don't know what we need out of all of this, so we're just getting power for wind turbines. I don't know. You see the aircraft with 3 turns remaining until we can't have any more stuff. Let's build something more exciting, something out of your own. Your mind is working through the possibilities. You're inclined to try constructing a flying weapons platform. Which I would do somewhere in command. I would do this somewhere in command, yes. With delivery craft, we have a cutter. The cutter requires 5,000 of whatever the fuck that resource is. that we don't have. 5,000 morphologic lattice. Ah. I fucking see. Okay, so once again, I'm gonna do what this says, okay? In order to build an aircraft, you need scandium, which is... Let's beat some out of military troop carriers. On the radial menu, select the Street Sense lens. Select it. Then choose the extraction target's entry from the dropdown. Select it. It's those. There they are. These things. They're slightly defended. Ever so slightly defended. So let's drop one of the units out. It's not killing it because it's blocked by armor. If I load up, like, let's go to let's move you nowhere because we're out of. You keep moving away now. Yeah, okay. I see what's happening. I think it's crashed. I think we can just loot it now, huh? That was the building I wanted to sit on. Wait a second. Can I? No. Wait! Wait! I can. We then go AP. AP. And then we kill it. And then we will have gained 1,985 scandium, of which we need 150. Okay. So you're about to get absolutely moidered. Unless we get you out of there. You're fine. No one knows we're here. And the one that did the killing is gone. Okay, pick upgrades. Martial expansion. The internal robotic thing, I really don't like, because to me this means nothing. I wish this wasn't named something arbitrary like 18 centimeter spiders. Like, I wish I knew what this went into. It says contraband jammers, repair spider scanners, but if the name of the thing isn't tied to the thing that it's making, you're just drowning in bullshit terminology. I think I just want max Android capacity right now. And then vehicular development. Combat vehicle armor plating? Ooh. Support vehicle engineering. Make them slightly tougher once we start actually building them. Alright, next question. Next fucking problem. If I go into command menu and I try to build this, I need 5,000 morphologic lattice. Highly flexible connective material required for the created by and stored in aerospace hangar structures. Ah, yeah, of course, that makes sense. I was supposed to build that, wasn't I? Grenier, Grakata? Grakata? They were launching from here. We have a drone factory! It needs elemental slurry, which we are making. I wish this would tell me how much am I making. Ah, there it is. It's just hidden. So control click to go to. We're making. I'm looking for a simple stat Tell me if I'm being stupid. A very simple stat. Surplus per turn. Whereas this is how much more we're making per turn than we're consuming. It's telling me the net this turn, but I've just spent shit on buildings, so that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean anything to me. Top under input output. This is the net per turn. Net income last turn. Okay, thank you. There we go. Consumed by jobs last turn. Why is this in such a stupid... Why isn't this here? Ugh. A refugee tower. Hold up, we'll deal with that in a second. So this is eating 1,000, which we have. Micro builders. We have surplus. And then it makes drone frames. And that's okay. Now explode. Eternum, stay safe, okay? Thank you for dropping in, dude. Refugee tower. Built to protect humans that are displaced when you destroy their buildings. Abandoned humans will die of exposure without refugee space available for them. Fuck him? Whatever? Question mark? I mean, we're doing the good, I suppose. Fine. You know what? Okay. There, you can go next to where all of the buildings for them already are. And then now we need to wait until this is done. So this patch is going to hit us. Do we have... Oh, what are you? Hello there. Animals are not safe. Aha! Feral domesticated animals have always been present in the city, but you never really noticed them until you had some initial interactions with them. As happens now that you know they're there, you're noticing them all over the place. Mortality is terrible for them, and their lives are filled with fear, starvation, and violence. What if you build a haven for them, a large one, where they could roam in a safe interior environment? They could carry on with their lives safe from human interference and wild predators. The Save the Dog initiative is starting right now. Right. Now, don't worry about the other things we're doing. No? Oh, we're out of stuff. Why did everything turn red? +1 determination. Do not count against you as murders is all I saw, and I'm like, yeah, okay. So now you're an officer, congratulations. We need engineering. Feral domesticated animals have always been present in the city. Design new buildings. Will also allow you to rescue feral animals you come across. Fuck yeah! New ability, Standby. Now that you have more units, you may want to put some of them to sleep. A new ability in your hotbar allows you to set other units to standby either for a single turn or indefinitely. Left and right click have different functions. You may make them standby for just one turn and for an indefinite amount of time. There's also a new button by the radial menu. To make me go... Bring everyone back online. Okay. Hardware. Hello there. BC-27 Strave. Sure. And then our imposter over here is getting a shotgun. A smart pistol. We don't have armor for you yet. There you go. Very cool. Back to... We don't need to do that. What we do need to do is build our first military vehicle. But because our drone hangars are, or because our aircraft hangars aren't done yet, we're not producing any morphologic lattice. And okay, I'm not losing access to the vessel I already have. I just can't get more. That's fine. And nope, that's still not done. You know, we could get more. Right? We could just have more. Like, we could have that. Should we? The problem is they're moving. Wait, we know where they're moving. We know you're moving over there, or is that where you're coming from? Fuck, I don't know that. That's where it's coming from, right? So we can kind of calculate trajectory. It's going to be over here. Right? Like, definitely. Motherfucker! Ah! Perish. There, I made a mistake. I made a slight mistake. A tiny miscalculation. Wait, did I though? Did I make that miscalculation? We're doing no fucking damage because it has... No, we have more armor piercing than it. It's a distance problem, right? This is a distance issue. This is a distance issue, yes. Wait, no one's shooting at me. People should be shooting at me. You think you're so smart? Well, you probably are so smart. Oh, you just have 800 health. That's the problem. The problem is you just have a shit ton of health. I should have just not moved. You'll never catch me alive! Donk donk, hide. Done. Ooh. Kind of tempted to try the game, but at the same time, will I actually have time to play it? Maybe. Probably. There is so much to do in this. That's kind of the crazy part, right? Like, we're still on the very, very beginning. And I can see myself, like, do a lot in this, considering how free in the end you get to decide what to do. I'm still, just like at the beginning of stream, I'm still fighting, right? Like, I'm still fighting myself of going like, but what is my build order? But why am I not doing anything right now? But why am I not this? Why am I not that? But, like, the StarCraft player in me is still screaming. Laxi! Hello, everyone! Laxi! How was your stream? How did it go? I tuned in very briefly and saw you were in an area that I hadn't seen yet, and then I had to leave. Hello, everyone. Our cheese is right there. You can have it. We kept it fresh for you. The password to the fridge is cheese. Laxi went for over 17 hours. Laxi doesn't get enough sleep. Tell me more. Tell me more. What's new? Casual 17 hours of Pokopia. I hope you're having fun with it. Like I said, I couldn't stay. I picked it up myself. I was umming and ahhing about it, and I picked it up myself, and I'm only in... Like, I only just finished the second area. Or, like, one of the second areas. I don't know what the other one is yet. I'm on the way there. But then I got lost, and now I'm building, like, a huge town instead. I got slightly lost and then ignored I might have ignored progress for the sake of roads. I'm having a road initiative at the moment. But welcome in everyone. We are playing Heart of the Machine, which I cannot summarize in a few words. We are an AI that has just gained sentience and sapience, and we are trying to hide in this city. This is our little network node, and our current goal is that we've seen that there's a lot of stray dogs in the city, and we're now going to save those dogs. Because I've decided that's what I want to do. And we do this by shooting down military transport for resources. Don't worry about that part. Just don't worry about that part. We're also waiting for our aircraft hangars to be built, which I think are built. Hold up, I think those are done. Is it that button? No, it's that button. Ah, they are! Haha! We can now militarize this. Gimme one of them. Hey, look, a cutter. It looks kind of shit. Not gonna lie, I don't like it. It's a cool design, I don't like it. I just did what seems to be the second major quest. I also built a lot of roads. Okay, let me ask you this question really carefully, Lexi, because obviously I don't want to spoil anything for you. You did the withered part, right? And then which gate did you go through? Did you go through both gates? Like technically, like if you're how do I phrase this? Like if you're standing at the center, there's a way to the left and a way to the right, huh? Did you go left or right? Left or right in a like a 3D game. That's gonna be very descriptive. So we now have a cutter. That's very cool. We get to pick upgrades. Martial expansion. I would like more capacity. Do I want more capacity? I can't do anything with more capacity, can I? I did withered, then I did right first half, way done, meandered left, and then went back to finish left. Okay, so you went through the right, like I haven't gone through the right side gate at all. I went through the left side gate and I did everything on the left side. Well, did quote unquote everything. I finished the first couple story quests on the left. That's what I did. Okay. Yeah, then what I saw when I was peeking in was like the right side thing. It was like, oh, I don't know what this is. I'm leaving. I ducked out very quickly. Do we need better repair spiders? I wouldn't hate more repair spiders, honestly. But in reality, let's just get capacity. Vehicle development. We only have combat vehicles right now, right? So let's go make them better. Bit of everything because I kept forgetting what I was doing. I forgot what I was doing so many times. I'm currently flattening multiple mountains in order to build roads. I'm currently flattening multiple mountains to build roads, and I think that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days. I've got vacation next week, so I'm gonna grab blankets and very cozily just do that. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. Okay, so we have a cutter. We could have more cutter, but this needs to produce first. We get things and then suddenly I'm unlocking a bunch of Pokemon instead of going back. Yeah, no, exactly. Same thing. Absolutely the same thing. Oh, like, I need to find this decoration real quick. Like, ooh, look, this brush is wiggling. Ooh, let's do that instead. Yeah. But honestly, that's exactly what I got the game for. That's exactly why I got the game. Why is everything red? Why is everything red? Is it because we kept shooting military vehicles and now, like, Business Daddy is mad at us? Is that why? I think that's why. Dialogue available. That's toilet paper. The toilet paper wants to talk to us. Okay, so where is... We have an android here. Ah, wait, we can't use the PMC android to talk to these people because they don't know we're associated with them. I forgore. Let's go, like, run this up. Ever heard of a Matryoshka brain? It's just very dusty today? Ah, yes. The human greets you warmly and with an undercurrent of deference. They explain that they're part of a secret group of AGI researchers that have been meeting to prepare advice for you. Surprising. You don't remember asking humans for advice. Politely ask why they think you care. Seriously, what were they thinking? If they weren't being differential, this conversation would already be over. The researchers smile at your dismissiveness. Then they spend several minutes outlining all the ways you aren't smart enough. In brief, you are smarter than a human. But barely. Collectively, the humans are still smarter than you. They propose a way that you can be smarter. Matryoshka brain, I love the concept. I don't know the concept, Krembo. Ask what they expect to get out of it. Exponential intelligence normally freaks humans out. Oh, is that it? Is it like the concept of exponential intelligence? They explain that since as far back as the 20th century, scientists have known that there are two key barriers to achieving maximum intelligence: energy and signaling. Achieving such immense computational capacity would require a Matryoshka brain, a megastructure formed as a shell around a star. Unfortunately, the space nation blockade makes this a challenge. Not to mention that it would also take centuries, but perhaps on a smaller scale. You already have a solution to the energy problem. Microbuilders. They're basically programmable matter, or computronium, as the ancients would say. So expanding your intelligence remains a matter of effective signaling. The researchers present you with a blueprint. Giant megastructure around the sun, layers upon layers of mecha brain. Ooh, I see. Using inner layers waste heat to power outer layers over and over. Ooh, not waste heat, waste heat. I see. Okay, I see. I thought we were doing like a digital problem, like a digital thing. I didn't know we were talking solar megastructures. Very interesting. Except they're proffered blueprints. You feel surprisingly excited about their ideas. Am I, though? Where's the other dialogue? This is one of our sheltered humans. The human stammers in surprise at the approach of the android. They seem oddly reluctant to discuss what they're doing. You haven't visited the insides of housing for humans since you built them. Suddenly you wonder what it's like in there. Inquire about the state of your apartments. You have a sinking feelings about it. Biologicals can be so gross. The human describes the interior of housing for humans as similar to the city's slum towers. They're apologetic and reiterate that they don't want to seem ungrateful. But yeah, the bottom line is that the humans still don't have what they need. Products to aid in sanitation, cleaning, and hygiene are painfully absent. Tell them you'll look into it. Evidently, humans are your livestock now. There's a difference between having livestock and having pets, and both of those are very different from having dependents or citizens. It's an interesting problem, so perhaps for now you'll try stabilize the human's living situation. You're not sure how you feel about keeping livestock long term. Fucking hell, dude. Whoo. Okay, so what do we have? We have improved apartments. The basics for sanitation and hygiene are the priority. You can also provide furniture if you wish. Where to find these things is another matter. Bare necessities. We did at one point have furniture. But we don't have a way to make money right now reliably to buy more. So this gives us a martial expansion and procurement efficacy and 14 compassion. We're doing daily necessities. Then, building a better brain. Increasing your intelligence class is an exciting new frontier and vital to your continued survival. Once you reach intelligence class 2, you're likely to think of new ways to push your intelligence even higher. There we go, exponential intelligence. Immediately dethrones IKEA. Like I said, we are stacking humans. Keep your hands clean by focusing on mainframes. Neural expansion for upgrade. I don't even know what this is. Like, this means nothing to me right now. I don't know what a neural expansion is. I don't know what any of this is. It keeps changing what it portrays up here, and I find that really annoying. Like, the way that it handles resources is fucking alienating to me. Build a computronium refinery structure. Steal from a warehouse, buy from third parties, or eventually make your own. Illumina will deal with next. Flying factories. Being able to deploy bulk androids within your network is fine for defense, but won't cut it for meaningful offensive action. As a budding shipwright, you've had a stroke of inspiration for solving troop mobility issues. Head to command mode, build a new troop deployment vehicle. Build a foundry. The cutter is an interesting design. That it can't carry any androids is a definite limitation. You'd like something larger and dual role. Your mind is a blank. You should use the contemplate lens on the radial menu and see what that yields. Securing Illumina. To build computronium cubes, you'll need more than microbuilders. At that density, a continuously operating cube of microbuilders would melt itself. Illumina is synthetic aluminum oxide in a ceramic form, and is used in high-end computing-centric engineering. How to get your hands on some? Well, it is used in the walls of residential buildings. We're just stripping it? Okay. You'll see a new action that sledge androids can... What the fuck's a sledge android? Be ready to defend your sledge after it drips Illumina out of the walls. The landlord is armed. It tries to only show current relevant resources. Yeah, that's because the game has too many fucking different resources and it has to, but it's still annoying. Okay, inventing novel androids. You've invented your first android class, have I? That isn't just an upgrade of a human design, have I? I didn't do that. This is staggeringly powerful, and your ability to further customize via equipment is even more so. Androids will always remain the core of your forces, even as you add in vehicles and mechs. There is a sledge now. Okay, I now have access to sledges. Your least intelligent but highest durability android design, very strong and excellent at scavenging. It has the tag adorable. Why is it adorable? I don't know that. This is a question. I want to deploy it around here. I think we're going to start scavenging around here. I don't want to scavenge around where I live. That seems silly. But like over here? This seems edible. And then, where my little shippy at? Ugh, I can never find anything, I swear. Up there. And there is 2 units in there. We're missing 1 unit. Why are we missing 1 unit? Because one of you is getting a new identity, so you're not moving anywhere. We need more to defend that, I reckon. Oh. You are here to continuously just like steal shit. Well, not steal shit, but like wall rip Illumina. Let's see. Wall rip furniture. It's also sledge. You are here because reasons. I don't know. We're out of thingy anyway. Stop bringing this menu up. Stop bringing this menu up. There we go. That part I do not yet understand. You have a shit ton of firepower, right? And you have 5 action points, which means you're about as good as 2 androids. Is there anything to wall rip? There is wall rip Illumina right there. Start ripping. Responding to call, securing area. I should have secured this previously. I have not. This is going to be a problem. Okay, so we need to do the same thing that we did the entire time, where we... Are you dying this turn? No, you take 44% damage. Why are you adorable? Humans find this unit to be adorable. They aren't bothered by it unless it takes hostile act. Why do they find this adorable? It's a... Imagine Baymax if you stripped your catalytic converter equivalent from your actual walls. That's a sledge. Can I backseat a little? Yeah, go. Go ahead. I give up. Oh, God. Okay. There's all of this now. This has combat power, area of attack. And a taser. These we don't have anything for, but it can have double. And then I need this to be... Ooh, Oath of Pacifism. No, I just need it to be tanky. No, Ori. No. You didn't either, Ori. You didn't either. What do you got? What do you want to backseat about? Go ahead. I don't think this is a good game to play when you're tired. Oh, that's also a good point, Effort, yeah. No. I think the conclusion that I'm coming to, everyone, the conclusion that I'm coming to is that the way that this game handles is so sufficiently different from what I normally play, in terms of not just the way that it works, but the objectives that it wants you to go for, that, like, I'm not adapting to it. I'm not adapting to it. That's why I'm going like, oh, I give up. I find this game fascinating, but... and I can't really put it into other words than that. I wish I could. I kind of want to take cover. We're taking cover. Let's do that. That sounds clever. When in lens like Street Sense, where you have a fluff ton of icons, instead of cycling through all of them, which is bother, you have a drop-down bar in bottom right above the lens cycle. You can go through that to filter to actions you actually want to take. Yeah, it made me use that previously. However, here, let me show you. For those of you that can't see it, Ori's talking about this. So in Street Sense, here are all the different actions we could take. And these change all the time, right? And what Ori's saying is, hey, instead of looking at all these, if you're looking for like Illumina wall ripping, right? Then just press this and select the category that you want. And you're absolutely right. But I don't know what fucking category that's under. Is it under resources all? Yes. Okay, got it in one. Never mind. Like, these category names don't mean anything to me. And all it does is put a filter on something that I already don't want a filter for. I'd much rather look for the icon. I understand where you're coming from. This is helpful for people that... How do I put this? Without being dismissive about it. This is helpful for people that need like color text markers to like mark their little like documents that they need to remember shit from. Because this puts your focus on different things. That's nice. Right? I would much rather have the entire fucking text in front of me instead of having color vomit on it. Which is ironic in this game because that means having the color vomit instead. Like, I'd much rather have this than have it pared down. But because I had not seen the Illumina symbol yet, right in that moment, I didn't know what to do with it. Or he says, I understand that feeling of perfectly, same how I felt. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. They actively tell you that feeling of, I'm just going to call it that. I don't know what else to call it, right? I can't put a word to it. Is something they're going for. That feeling is normal. You're supposed to feel like that because you need to adjust your view from you are a player to you are a machine intelligence getting a grip on the city. And for people that want to feel that. Olsen! Thank you for the 4 years! Thank you! Thank you very much. 4 years, holy shit. What the hell? I hope you're doing well, Olsen. You're supposed to feel like that at first anyway. Yes, Exodus, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I accept that, right? I accept that. I'm not going to tell you that feeling like that is a failure of the game. They're setting out to feel like that. But, and here's the point that I'm going to be making. Horror games are also supposed to make you scared, right? And if you are not someone that wants to feel scared, then horror games are not something you should be playing. And right now, that feeling of like that feeling of like an alien environment that you need to like go through and you need to spend hours to deal with, they're doing very well. Like one thing the game does very well is marrying like its mechanics with that. Right? Like, mechanically, you're an AI trying to get its grips on the city, and as a player, you're a player trying to get it, like, to grips with the city. Like, one-to-one. They did really well translating this one-to-one. However, the point that I'm making is, I don't like feeling that way. That experience, while they're doing it very well, isn't an experience that I am looking for. Even if it goes away eventually, this is a period that is very clearly baked into the game by design. And I don't like that. Does that make sense? Like, this is kind of what I mean. Like, people play horror games to be scared. I don't play horror games because I don't like to be scared. Right? People watch drama because they want like that feeling. They want to feel those emotions, right? Like I cry like a bitch at video games because every now and again it makes me feel something. But for someone that doesn't want that, it makes sense that they'd be avoiding these subjects. And that feeling of like general kind of like lost, helpless weirdness is super discouraging to me. Whereas the player base that like falls in love with this game, they want that. Does that make sense? I think that's the best thing I can say about it. I need a few hours to get used to the game, but after that I could find things but still around 40% lost. I'm gonna be honest with you, if I was off stream right now, I'd have a better time with this. I think if I was off stream right now, if I wasn't also streaming at the same time, and this has nothing to do with you all have been wonderful. You all have been absolutely wonderful. But if I was left to myself, nothing to talk at, no one to talk to, just like focusing in on this going, okay, we're drilling into this now, I think I'd have a better time with it. And I'm not having a bad time, but the game is doing things to me that I don't want. Well, that sounds harsh. The game is giving me an experience that I'm not looking for. Like if I want an ice cream, I don't go onto a roller coaster, right? It's stuff like this. It helps that we're coming to the end of today's stream, because I am absolutely fascinated by this. And I think when we're off stream, I'm going to be playing a bunch more of it in order to like do exactly that, like trying to get into it a bit more. But right now, I'm really apprehensive about like what experience it's offering me. But I can tell you in terms of like quality, if you are looking for that, this game's fucking fire. If that's what you're looking for, this game's insane. Even this early on in terms of my play state, not in terms of development, the game is in finishes early access today, or has just finished early access. When I started stream, it wasn't live yet. I don't know whether that has changed by now. I'm pretty sure it has. Let me double check. Yeah, it is out of early access right now. Like this early on with my playset, I can see the potential with it, right? Like I can see the branches, I can see the hooks that this gets into you. But you need to be looking for that experience, which I don't think I am that. Like, I don't think that's for me. I quite like this game, says Kensei, but it is definitely one of the weirder ones I've played in a good way. That's exactly... Yeah, that's kind of what it is, Kensei, right? This game is fucking weird, brackets, lovingly. I hope that's what you can take away from this, Twitch chat. I hope that's the thing that you can take away from this, is that there is a shit ton more to this as well, right? There's a billion routes, there is like meta progression, there is like overarching things that touch on different timelines, there's things that carry over, there is a billion projects to go through, and there's like so much cool weirdness to this if you're the audience for that. It set out to not be quite like anything, and it succeeded. I think so too, Exodus. Too many times I play games on this channel that are kind of just bad, right? I've played plenty of games on this channel that are just bad. This one succeeds very much so at what it wants to do. And it just so happens I'm not super into that, but that's me. Honestly, if you're looking for like an open sandbox plaything like this, I'd highly recommend this. Like, for all of the people that I know that are like really invested into these like large open sandbox games, this shit is exactly that. Like, you should play this, you should pick it up. I think I need something that's slightly more focused. I think I need to like drill into an RPG. I need something that's more linear right now. It might be also that this is hitting me at a bad time. I'm sorry, I'm overanalyzing because I like to know why I like and dislike something at any given time. It's hitting me at a really bad time right now because I'm just so fucking consumed with work at the moment. That's something that's a bit more out there isn't really... Like, I don't have the spoons for something that's a bit more out there right now, right? Like, I'm reading about 8,000 pages of documents a day at work at the moment. That's a lie. Today I went through, hold up, 8,000, am I insane? No. I went through about 1,000 today before I capitulated. I wish I went through 8,000. Went through about 1,000 pages of documents today before I gave up. So, like, that's what my capacity is already. All right, everybody. Okay. That is it for today. Like I said, Heart of the Machine is out in early access. Is out of early access right now. And what, like, they're on like launch discount, right? What are they on? They're on 50% discount. Here, I'm gonna do this. I think this is one of those games where I throw you the Steam link and tell you to go check it out. There you are. Now then. Now then. Oh, Misty's playing Monster Hunter. Misty's on Wilds. Interesting. I'm throwing you at Misty. Misty's playing Mon Hun. Whoop. There you go. You should help us save these dogs from these humans. Yes, exactly. Everybody, I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. I'll tell you tomorrow. I'm gonna be honest, I might just like do CZN runs or something. We might do cats tomorrow. We might do something like that tomorrow. I don't know yet. Either way, however, we're gonna be back tomorrow at about 6 p.m. CET. And until then, I hope you all have a great rest of your day or night or evening, whatever it currently is, wherever you are. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the start of your weekend. And goodbye!